Test. Shane, give me a test.
Testy.
How are you doing, Patty boy?
Three unqualified morons and microphones. This is the Previously Recorded podcast. All right, welcome to Previously Recorded. I am your host, RP, as always, and this episode of Previously Recorded is brought to you by our Redbubble store. Check out our Redbubble store. It's in the show notes. You can get t-shirts and stickers, magnets, and eventually a Burger Boy, and it's all about the beans merch as well, which is coming at some point soon. I don't know. I got to talk to Audra about that. But, however, before I get into today's episode and introduce our host, we did switch podcast providers. So if you're having trouble finding us, or there was an issue where it all re-downloaded it, that might be why. But it should be fine. But if not, that's why. But you can always just find us still by searching Previously Recorded.
People not able to find our podcast right now?
I don't know. I like seriously don't know. I only use Apple and Spotify, and it comes up no problem.
Yeah.
But
have you gotten feedback about that?
No,
just
covering FYI, covering my ass.
Got it.
So as you know, that's the voice of my co-host Bob. Bob, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I have that last podcast that we recorded was about 118 beers ago for me. So it's my new bit. I'm keeping track of time through beers.
After that podcast, I had a life-changing Taco Bell experience. It was the best.
It had like super
good or bad,
warm, right?
life-changing?
It was like everything was like really hot.
Everything was fresh. It was just so fresh.
Because they knew.
Was there more meat than lettuce on your whatever you got?
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever experienced that.
I was in total.
No,
I was in like total euphoria. Like I transcended from my body, and I had their Cantina Taco, fucking amazing, and then a perfect Crunchwrap Supreme. The Baja Blast was on point. Too much ice.
New?
Oh, we were talking about this on the ride over, me and Nick. We got to try the hard Baja Blasts.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
just came out with.
Are they legitimately like? Have you seen them anywhere yet?
they
no?
are available in select states. Tennessee is one of them, and then they will be rolling
I
out.
haven't seen them.
All
but
right,
I
sounds
heard
like we have to
the
go to
Baja Blast
Tennessee.
is very good. The other three flavors are just okay.
That
Well,
seems
that's all
to be the
that
case
matters.
with most of those things.
But
Eventually,
I don't know,
they'll learn.
It's like your
Yeah.
seltzer packs. Like
I don't know if it just
there's
comes
always
in
one
a
standout.
variety or if you can get just the Baja Blast ones. Though.
Eventually, it's just variety, but eventually they'll learn like White Claw did, where
Yeah, you
you
can just
start
buy
putting out just a
A
flavor.
black cherry box.
Yeah,
or
the rest of them are not going to matter. It's Baja Blast,
all
probably the
everyone wants.
original.
I'm not buying it to find out about things that aren't Baja Blast.
But as you can hear, that is the voice of our other co-host, Shane. How are you,
What's
buddy?
up? I'm all right. A little underwhelmed by this beer that I picked out that I thought was going to be really good.
It
It's
looks
kind of
good
kinda
as far
bland.
as a label goes.
I thought it was wheat when I got it. Turns out it's just
It's a Oktoberfest, right?
yeah. I didn't realize that's not what I was going for today, but it's still pretty good.
When our
it a
man on the
fruit?
hill,
Not really.
when our man on the hill can't read, we're all in trouble.
Yeah.
And then also helping us is returning bracket referee is here to compete this year. Nicky V, what's up, buddy?
Good. I'm drinking like your Delco aunt in 2006 right now.
It's a nice little twisted tea. Half and
Twisted
half.
tea, half and half are very, very delicious.
They are delightful. Your heart will
Yeah,
be
I was just
mad
gonna
at you
say
tomorrow.
Nick is going for heartburn later.
I'll text everyone
I hope
at
you took
2
an
a.m. when I'm
Yeah,
up.
when you're still awake
Yeah.
and you can you can feel your heart.
It's not too late to take an antacid, Nick.
He's going hard in the paint with his
It's never
twisted tea.
it's never too late for a Rolade.
There was one weekend where I
Or
think
side night tablet.
we drank twisted tea, and then someone got an actual watermelon and mixed it with vodka. I think I was up for about 48 hours straight. Like I was playing darts by myself at like 4 a.m.
We used
He's
to
like,
do-
this is the craziest game I've ever been a part of. I'm
We
on
used to
fire.
drink twisted tea on the beach a lot, and I would be fine. And then there was just like a day happened where I had twisted tea, and my body hated me ever since.
Let me have one of those bad boys.
Yeah, like I went to the bar the one time after softball, and Shane got twisted teas, and he's like, "I'm leaving. Do you want this? Like, would you just tee off with me real fast? Because I
Not-
want to get rid of them."
Not me, Shane.
No, not this
Different
Shane. Big idiot Shane.
Much larger, Shane.
Much larger Shane.
Oh, I thought it was you.
Nah. You might have showed up that day though. That might have been the day you came there. But either way, I had one twisted tea at about 2:00.
Was that when we met at the FOP? And
Yeah.
I thought we were just going for lunch, and then I got banged up and
so did I.
couldn't drive home.
But that happens to me a lot at that place.
The drink deals are so good. It just
We
sneaks
got
up on
one
you, know?
twisted. I had one
God
twisted
damn.
tea. They're delicious.
so
I'm
good.
jealous that you have it.
want
I had
some?
one twisted tea at like 2:00.
Come on, take some.
It's gonna hurt my heart.
Come on. Take it.
I'm not gonna.
Take a sip.
I'm not gonna give in. To
RP,
peer
it's been
pressure.
like 450 beers since he's had a twisted tea. All right, he's on a good streak.
Let's reset it to 1.
But after I said I'm not gonna give in to peer pressure, I was gonna silently take a sip off mic anyway. I just wanted the listeners to think that it was important.
God damn, that's good.
Either way, I have a twisted tea at about 2:00. I wake up the next morning and I was like, "Fuck!" I feel like absolute shit.
Yeah.
But it's like a different kind of hungover than usual, and I had to like think about it. I was like, "Oh, I had a twisted tea, and that's why my heart hurts right now."
A twisted tea hangover feels like you haven't had water in over a week.
Yeah,
I
but like,
will-
but it, not just in your mouth and like every part of your body.
I will say, Twisted Tea, like Philly, is like the capital for Twisted Tea Lights. Like it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's why
exclusively.
you can't get them anywhere anymore.
Yeah, it's like exclusively everything comes here.
It was like World War II. They were like rationing twisted tea lights.
Hot topic.
What a time!
Because
what
we're
a world! What a time to be alive!
we're in World War III now.
Is
Nah,
it a
it'll be
world
over.
war if it's just 2 countries?
No, the whole world's just watching.
And
So
in all
this is what our
seriousness,
podcast is
in all
about.
seriousness, like what's happening over there is very serious. God damn if it's not entertaining as well.
God damn if the memes aren't hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I mean, they're even being entertaining about it. There's so many TikToks, some of the
Yeah.
Ukrainian people that I'm like, they're like,
they're
what
like-
things that just make sense in my
like-
bomb
Or
shelter.
like stealing Russian tanks and running them all around the
yeah,
streets.
it's it's very, from an outsider perspective. If you made this into a TV show, I'd be like, this is super unrealistic.
I'm gonna put
The mayor's fighting in the street because he's a former heavyweight champion of the world.
I will put, when she said I will put seeds in your pocket so when you're dead, life will grow or whatever, I was like, there's
was
no
super
way.
badass.
And it was like, that was true. It was fucking awesome.
The ship saying "fuck off" or whatever.
Yeah, and then they died. Like, it's just like, dude, it's fucking crazy.
Go fuck yourself. That's what
Yeah, they said, that's what my
you hear him
coworker
on the
was
back
telling
of
me
the
about
like you hear him in like the off mic and it's a caption because it's obviously not in English, but like the caption that you hear like very quiet.
Should I tell him to go-
Should I say it? Should I tell him to go fuck himself? He goes, go fuck yourself.
All this has really shown me is that I'm kind of a bitch.
I'm a huge bitch.
Oh yeah, me too. I would be in my bunker. I wouldn't leave for nothing. It's crazy. It's just a fucking crazy time. So we're here to distract you, as always, just as television
This
does.
episode's for our Ukrainian listeners.
It is, and we also saw the Batman. So I didn't think we were going to do an episode on it, but Nick, you haven't seen it, right?
I haven't.
Okay, so you will just stay quiet.
Nick, earmuffs, cover up.
The way I looked at it as I was like, how can you really spoil the Batman? Like I just,
I mean, just like if we give details, but like,
Yeah.
hey, Nick, I don't know if you know this or not, but Batman is going to fight crime
yeah.
successfully.
Like it's not like Doctor Strange. It's like in the early stages of like the MCU, there wasn't really spoilers because it's the origin story.
Yeah,
like
like, you
the
knew
only
how it was
spoiler
gonna
is
end.
if a character would show up at
Or
this
if a character would die.
Yeah, because
Those
that's
are,
what
like,
I
the
was
two
like.
things.
I was just like, there's not like really anything. Like I didn't stay off social media because I was like, there's nothing that can really be spoiled for me. Like maybe a plot point.
Someone showing up, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
This was one to Smallville to say like this boy's like Bruce Wayne's parents dying. He's getting younger and younger every reboot. He's at the age now that it's very possible that his parents are taking to see Shrek
Yeah,
1
yeah.
or Shrek 2.
Yeah, that was
When
my
they
God.
died.
That's the big joke right now. It was in 2001. His parents were leaving Shrek when they were killed. But what'd you guys think? Just
fucking
real
Joe
quick.
chill.
Real
my
quick.
My main takeaway was it was just too long.
It is too long. I really enjoyed
certain
it.
parts felt like they really dragged it. I enjoyed it a lot, but certain parts felt like they really dragged out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like every part of the 3 hours that it is.
Yes, I would 100%
That's-
agree.
yeah.
The more I had to sit with it for a little bit, but the more I did, I just was like, this is such a great. It was a great movie.
It was really well done.
Yeah.
I think that he is my favorite Batman.
He was
Not Bruce Wayne. He's
No,
probably my least favorite Bruce Wayne.
That's the thing I can confidently say is I hated his Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I absolutely
But that's
hated
just
him.
like Robert Pattinson.
And what they were going, like,
yeah,
they
he's
were
like
going
brooding, like,
emo.
Yeah,
But his Batman was fantastic. It's not my favorite. Batman Begins is my favorite, and then it would go
Do you
Batman
think-
Begins, Dark Knight.
Do
Then
you think
that.
he's not really a good Bruce Wayne because it's year 2? So realistically, he just came back from
Well, he
all
was
his,
being
I
like a
don't-
dick
no,
to
I-
Alfred and
yeah.
shit.
like he just came back from all his training and shit, so he hasn't really learned how to like. You know, like Christian Bale, I thought was pretty good. Bruce.
Yeah,
Wayne,
because
like,
he's like billionaire playboy,
distracting
that's
people.
Who he's supposed to be.
He hasn't really learned how to do that yet because he kind of just got back from all his training.
Well, they didn't
Yeah.
say where. They implied that Alfred was his training.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't imply like he didn't go to the hills like they did with like Batman Begins.
Yeah, like where he's all over.
Because he made a comment. He's like, I couldn't raise you, but I could teach you how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the only thing that they kind of alluded to about his first year, which I'm glad that they didn't do because it's been done before. I really like the take on the Riddler. It's a detective movie.
I didn't like how the Riddler looked, but I understood
No,
it.
yeah, I didn't
But,
like it either. I would have loved the top hat and a cane.
Like,
That's
I got it. He
that's my
can't
Riddler.
just be, like,
so not
openly
the-
looking.
Not the gimp sex mask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the Gimp sex mask.
They said in like one of the comments on the side, you can get it at the war store. Like that's what they
Yeah.
said. But it was really, really good. It did really well its opening weekend. We're recording it its opening weekend.
I heard that this was the first one that made Arkham really feel like Arkham and Gotham as like characters in
Yeah.
it. Like, are you more excited to like see this
Yes.
world?
We haven't seen much of Arkham Asylum in any of the movies, so
Yeah.
I would love for them to show
I
it
guess
a
this
little
is the
bit.
first time you see it.
Yeah,
right?
I would love for them to
Yeah.
show it a little bit in the next movie.
Yeah, there's something I want to talk about, but I don't know if it's spoilery, so we'll leave it at that. But I want to see more of Gotham, which they are
The parentage
doing.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is spoilerly. So
Yeah.
if you saw it, you kind of know
yeah.
what we're talking about, but that's not true.
That's- yeah,
to
right?
The origin,
Which I'm fine with.
'Cause
Whatever.
she should be a Kane, I think.
Yeah, that's why I was just like that. Her where she was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It was really good. And they're doing a Gotham PD show, and they're doing a Penguin show on HBO
I thought
Max.
there was another. Wasn't there 3 shows?
I don't know. I only know of those two.
Gotham PD gonna have
And
Gordon.
I'm not sure. I would assume so.
I mean,
I like him. It's
I don't
Gordon.
really care.
the only thing I
As
didn't
long
like
as
was
long as Jeffrey Wright's in it. I don't really want to watch unless he's in
the
it.
only
That's what I
thing
mean,
I
yeah, I like
didn't
him.
like was that like every time Batman said it, Gordon just repeated it back. Like he was just like I don't know. Like one of the riddles was like 2 hens in a coop or whatever. He's like 2 hens in a coop. What do you think that means? Like he did that every time, and I was like, ah, come
He
on.
had he had like funny
Like-
one-liners.
Yeah.
Damn, Gordon's really bad at these easy.
I felt like a loser because, like, in my head, I'd solve the riddle, and then
Yeah.
Batman would say, and I'd be like, "Yes, fuck, that's just as smart as
I'm a
Batman."
detective.
Yeah.
Well, the one the riddle was literally like justice or something.
Yeah.
And it took him like 5 minutes, and I'm like for real?
He got it like
That's
right
your whole
away.
thing. That's
he
your whole
didn't-
thing, bro.
He didn't say it. And that was the one where the other guy was supposed to be answering the riddle,
Yeah.
and that guy was like, "That's."
He was cheating, by the way. That guy should have got blown off.
I
Yeah, he
agree.
should.
But I was in my
Which
head.
he did.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, he does get blown up. But in my head, I was like, "Come on, bro, this is easy. Like, it's justice. Come on, dude.
Go see it if you can. But we are here to talk about.
It's still March, baby."
We are here to talk about TV shows. So, if you guys remember, we did a really, really awesome episode in our infancy stage, I
A
think.
couple years ago now, right?
Yeah, where we drafted sitcoms for our own streaming service. So, this is another previously recorded bracket for our March Bractacular month. And so, we're going to kind of use those shows that were drafted to determine, out of all of them, which is the best show. So, our quadrants are the top left. So, the
Wait, so was there any thought behind like
What
what goes
made
in
it,
what
what did
quadrant,
it?
or
No.
did you just kind of fit them?
I just kind of threw stuff
like
in
kind of
there.
good matchups.
Tried to.
Once again,
Like a really
kinda not-
good show should probably get a show it's going to beat easily in the first
Yeah,
round.
the first. So I took the. Do you remember how many we took? We drafted 40. Or like
Yeah, I think
40,
we all had
44 or something like that.
44,
We had like
something
10 or
Didn't we each do
11.
10?
I think it might have been 10. So there's 40 shows. I took out the cartoons, and then I took out like random ones that just weren't
Like we all
like
probably
the
haven't
Twilight
seen.
Zone I had, and I was like, I'm not gonna put that in here because it's like it doesn't fit the
A
same way as
lot
the
of
other
the
ones
shows
do.
were picked just because we needed one for that era.
Yeah,
know?
but I mean, most of them made it too. Like a lot of the '60s set, Mork and Mindy,
Like,
like,
I
I didn't put in because that it wasn't gonna really do.
I was
anything.
telling
There-
Nick
some
on
of them made it, but
On
like
the way over here,
I don't think
Charles
they're
in
gonna
Charge
last
is up there because I picked it. I picked it for the theme song.
yeah,
I've
it was
never
for the
actually
theme song,
seen it.
and it's going to lose first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look,
round
I mean,
anyway. Yeah, it's
Thanks,
Winthrop.
thanks
It's
for coming out.
it's Winthrop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it just came.
if we were doing a theme song bracket, it would go to Final Four.
It
but,
might, yeah, it might
know?
continue on, but now here, and especially, I know RP's about to list them off, but like Charles in Charge is Seinfeld in the first round. Like
No chance.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not even a competition.
Charles, just stay in the locker room.
Yeah.
Don't waste
I
your
mean,
time.
So we haven't assigned quadrants just yet, but the northwest quadrant will be The Office, Three's Company, Will and Grace, The League, Big Bang Theory versus The 70 Show, and Cheers versus Married with Children. Then we head down to the Southwest, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia versus MASH, King of Queens versus New Girl, Boy Meets World versus The Goldbergs, Parks and Rec versus Golden Girls. Then we head up to the Northeast. We have Seinfeld versus Charles in Charge, as the gentleman just said. Happy Days versus Modern Family, Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus Home Improvement, Friends versus Curb Your Enthusiasm. Then we head to finally down to the Southeast, which is Scrubs versus Growing Pains, How I Met Your Mother versus Community, Saved by the Bell versus Malcolm in the Middle, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air versus The Drew Carey Show, which I don't even know why it's even a discussion.
Fresh Prince was not a number one seed, but I gave it a number one seed matchup.
Yeah, so we always...
In honor of Shane, I gave that a walk.
The number one...
I'm going to do my best to get Fresh Prince the fuck out of this bracket.
Just so you don't have to hear the jokes?
I'm not listening to these jokes the whole episode.
Just say that we're using the new Fresh Prince show instead of the old
I know they're going to give me the Fresh Prince quadrant.
Nah, I don't.
That's what I said.
Do you want to split into quadrants? Do you want to just run through and talk about any of the good matchups here? Because most of these, I think, are going to be like... I'd say that there's one... possibly two per quadrant. That's actually like a conversation.
There is. I saw when you're listing.
A lot of these are really easy.
That are actually.
Yeah, there's two that are like, but they might be conversations that we all have instead.
I'm seeing a matchup that's probably gonna happen down the line, and I'm very excited to.
So you want to just get right into it?
Yeah, we can.
I got like 3.
So their number one seed.
I cut you off though. I'm sorry. You were going to talk about number one seeds.
Yeah, it's okay. I was gonna fuck myself. The number one seeds are. No. The number one seeds we took from our number one picks, except for Fresh Prince, like Bob said.
That out.
For
Scrubs. To be fair, I fucked up. I should have took Seinfeld.
Actually, Always Sunny was not a number one pick.
Oh, wasn't?
Sunny went. It honestly should have. It should have been. We kind of just sat there when we put these together. It all happened the same night.
Once again, though, they're not broken down versus 1 versus 16. Like we didn't rank them.
We basically you sent me the picture of the board that we used for that, and then we just said, all right, what are our top 4? And I said, I'll go from there. So we established that The Office, Sunny, Scrubs, and Seinfeld would be our top 4.
So once again, this is the previously recorded best TV show bracket. This is not anybody else does not assume responsibility. This is all of us. We have different tastes.
And if you're upset that your show's not even in the bracket, it's because it wasn't drafted. That was the other,
Happy Endings deserved a 16.
Nobody drafted Happy Endings.
Also, if you're unhappy, this isn't your podcast.
I never watched Happy
too bad.
Endings. I heard it's good.
It's very enjoyable. It is probably more Friends. 2000. I think we were talking about
going on here?
Happy Endings.
There's so much going on.
That it didn't get justice. It was like ABC just kept on throwing it like the worst possible time
Happy
slot
Endings has the girl that is an intern in Scrubs, right? I love her.
Yeah, me too. She looks like she could beat me up. That's why.
Which one, Joe?
Joe, yep.
Yo, I just have one question. Is Growing Pains the show with Jim Belushi?
No, that's according to Jim.
What's Growing Pains?
Growing Pains was...
Is that the one with...
Alan Thicke.
Can we just replace all of them with those sitcoms that you're like, how did it go that many years?
Like The Big Bang Theory?
According to Jim.
Yeah, longevity.
Everyone loves Raymond.
What are our
What's the parent?
Here?
What's the anything that's on TBS?
We talked. Yeah, I know. Anything that's syndicated. We talked with the fast food about having depth. And not just being
one and done.
One food,
which obviously didn't matter.
What are we
looking at?
But what are we looking at? Just which one we like?
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing on here has one season.
Well, I would go by rewatchability too. Like, which one would you rather sit down and restart again?
Well, it's not even that. If you're watching TV and these are the 2 shows that are on, which one are you going to watch?
That's going to cause me some issues.
I love it. That's what I want. We want controversy here. Hot takes. We want to get on the newspaper for having hot takes. Speaking of the newspaper, in our last episode, my grandpa told me that Wawa is actually in the newspaper for how awful they've been lately and how their products. Yeah, that's what he said. The
that's
paper.
Fucking hilarious. That news is slow. You're telling me there's a fucking war going on right now?
Yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, we need something for page 6. You want to shit on Wawa a little bit?" Get Jim in the editing room.
Yeah. Do you think somebody from that newspaper might have listened to our episode and heard how we were shitting on Wawa?
I would love to say yes, but I heard about it before our episode came out.
I like the idea of a J. Jonah Jameson character screaming about Wawa.
When there's any post in the
Wawa
city,
quality has gone down.
At any time there's a post remotely related to Wawa, you're gonna see comments like, "It just has gone down in quality so much since
those corporate fucks."
Wawa, it's a menace.
I also like that we say Wawa's gone down in quality when most of our experiences with Wawa when we were younger, we're just eating it completely drunk.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow, this is awful now. And
high
like, I don't
quality.
even know that I remember most of the
I think
Wawa
we
meals
brought that
I've
up
had.
on the episode too. When you exclusively eat something drunk, when you have it sober, you're not gonna think it tastes good.
But let's get into it. So, where are we going to start?
Let's just
I think
start
we
at the
should
top
start.
left and go straight down.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do it together, we'll just run
Yeah,
through and
I
then
think that's
we'll
fine.
talk about. Then we'll go into
So,
like regions.
the first round's probably going to be very, very quick.
There are probably 3 conversations for the first round.
If you haven't seen the other show and you're going for the one, you're advocating for one but haven't seen the other, you have to hope that somebody else maybe can or have specific points of why maybe you never watched it. You have to have a good reason. Because I can already see one that's going to be a fight, I think. Somewhere on this bracket, not on this side. Just keep that in mind. Strong arguments. First up, The Office versus Three's Company.
So we have this.
Come on, knock
we
on my
have this-
door.
We have this up on a board, like on my computer, just sharing to a TV. And while RP was explaining the parameters, I already typed in that The Office wins this matchup.
I want to point out if this was another one where we were arguing theme songs, Three's Company goes pretty far.
Come on, knock
they're
on my
waiting
door.
for you.
Wait, hold on.
But-
But what's it? Where are the
The
kisses?
thing and the thing and the
the thing
thing.
and the thing.
I'm not gonna act
Three's
like I know the
Company
words. I'm
too.
just saying it's catchy.
But no, it's just there was a bit in Full House where they
Is
could.
that what it is? Full House? I
Yeah.
couldn't remember what show that was from.
Yeah.
Full House, not on here.
Yeah, that should
We
be.
didn't draft Full House. That was weird for us.
Nobody
I mean,
directed Full House.
Full House should be on there over Three's Company.
R.I.P. Bob Saget. Well, either way,
It
The
was
Office
probably
is still winning.
what era
It was
did
the
that?
90s.
The
So
90s?
there was,
There's
like,
so
the
many
90s
good
is
90s
stacked,
sitcoms, yeah.
Like Boy Meets World is over Full House. Malcolm in the Middle, I think, is 2000, so I think that was
Early
Saved,
2000s.
Saved by the Bell would have been a 90s show. Friends could have been a 90s show.
Yeah,
Home
that's-
Improvement could have been a 90s
Saved by the Bell
show.
wasn't that actually late 80s?
Family Matters,
Seinfeld.
Step by
Because
I don't
Full-
know where we
because
put. We
Full
looked
House
into it.
was
I
the
remember
same
we had to
thing.
like. It was like whichever one had more years in. But I don't
Yeah.
remember which one.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the way we.
Full House
we-
kind of got the raw end of the deal.
Full House was
unless it was going to be
87.
put into like
Fresh
a
Prince
wild
is a
card
90s show, too.
situation.
That's the number one pick, bro.
We removed Saved by the
So,
Bell and we
hold on,
just
I just
throw a
wanna-
bunch.
I just want to share another Fresh Prince story that was not shared on this podcast. At my wedding, had the DJ make a shout out to Shane, and he started playing the fucking Fresh Prince theme song. And it was my wedding, and that might be my favorite moment from that entire day.
At this point, I was like browning out, and I hear
It was probably.
this song goes out to Shane, and he starts the Fresh Prince theme song, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Shane was so confused he couldn't
And
figure
then I
out what
see
that had
you
to do
all
with him.
on
and
the
it's just
dance
us
floor
laughing.
in tears, crying, laughing.
Yeah, that was fun. That was,
And Brian thought it was like the funniest thing in the world because he was just smashed that
Yeah,
entire
he
day.
was.
We pre-gamed a little too hard at your wedding.
that's all right. It's a good time. We'll do it again at the next one.
Can we do it for the divorce?
Well, for your second marriage, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, gotta kill me for that.
Me too. All right, so The Office versus Three Company. Anybody for Three's Company?
No.
No.
Does
No.
anyone have any love for Three's Company?
I do,
Yeah, well,
but
actually, RP, you're a big Three's Company guy,
I
right?
don't think I've ever.
by
even seen
big,
it.
I mean I've seen about 15 episodes. But I do like it. I am a
It's John Ritter.
John Ritter, yeah.
Yeah, John Ritter.
R.I.P.
Suzanne Summers. Am I correct in the Suzanne Summers?
I don't think it's
Who's
it's
the
not
blonde
Suzanne
girl?
Summer. That was
It
one
was-
of the
it was
shows
different
that was
back
on
then,
Nick
you
at Night. That
It
I
is Suzanne Summers.
Oh, yeah, big fan.
You piece of shit. I was right.
Sorry, I don't know my Three's Company knowledge.
Well, since we didn't know who it was, Three's Company, you lose. The Office wins.
Next,
keep
yeah,
moving.
let's just keep going.
Will and Grace versus the League is actually a matchup that I could care less about.
I will take.
Yeah.
I will take Will and Grace because
The-
the league has aged like milk.
Yeah, neither one of those shows are getting pretty far,
But-
so I don't really give a shit.
But Will and Grace tried to do a reboot, and
They did.
everyone was like,
I thought
"Yeah, this
people
show,
liked it, though.
this show kind of is age." Imagine the league. Imagine the league comes in 20 years.
I laughed.
Reboot.
I laughed more at the league, but I always did enjoy Will and Grace.
I haven't seen much of Will and Grace. Isn't it basically them just like doing gay jokes for
They're
like
just-
23
yeah,
minutes?
So like I don't think that aged very well.
No, well, the one
Like,
guy
it's
was
not-
actually gay.
But
the
I'm saying like the
actor.
whole bit, like the kind of like the premise of the show is this idea that like
Yeah, it's just
Like
friends.
the jokes
they're
like
all friends, but like he's gay, which was like
haha, he's gay, ha ha ha, get it?
I mean, I think like his character was like
That was a lot of jokes.
flamboyant, so it was
Yeah.
a lot of like how which like when it came out was like
Yeah.
this has never been done on TV before.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I guess.
Honestly, I've only ever seen parts of the week, so I would go Will and Grace just based on that.
Yeah, I'll go Will and Grace too.
because I did used to.
All right.
watch
I don't
Will
really
Grace
have
when I
any
was a
interest
kid.
in rewatching the league, but I don't know.
But do you have any interest in watching Will and Grace for the first time?
Probably.
Do you like Deborah Messing?
I do,
I used to love.
big time.
I like I don't know what her Melissa something.
Uh,
Nick
Ro-
Offerman's wife.
Nick
Yeah, I
Offerman's
was gonna
wife,
say
yeah.
Offerman's
I like
wife.
her.
don't
I
know
would
what
I would
her
watch
name is.
just. For
but
her.
I do love
She
Paul
like was,
Scheer and
she
Nick
was,
Kroll
she
from the
was
All
like
from the
hot,
league.
but she was like not supposed to be the hot one.
Megan
Confused me when
Mullally.
I was-
Yeah,
yeah,
that-
she confused me as a child.
Demopoulos or whatever.
She's
What's his
supposed to be
name?
like the annoying one, and
Martellopoulos?
I was like, I kind of like you
Yeah.
too, though. And that guy's gay, so there's only one piece of competition. And then I remembered I was 9.
I love Deborah Messing.
This is the only main cast member from the. I know Taco never really.
Oh, yeah, from the
But the
league.
other guy, I was gonna say.
Steve Rasmini.
Yeah,
He's-
well, he got caught that his
Did
he
like,
faked his
lie
dad
about
would
stuff?
die in
Yeah.
9/11.
He lied that his dad died in 9/11.
Man.
What a wild lie to do.
So for that reason alone, Will and Grace moves on. The other New York-based show.
Yeah, fuck your lies.
All right, Big Bang Theory versus That 70s Show.
This could be an argument.
Yeah, I think
I'll start first, and I'll say that 70s show straight up.
I second that,
I'm a
too.
big fan of that 70s show.
I used to be a big fan of The Big Bang Theory, but then it kind of fell off for me. But I would absolutely always watch that 70s show.
Yeah, and I agree. It's same thing. Like, I watched Big Bang Theory. This isn't a knock on Big Bang Theory. It's,
I actually, if you look back there's a drawer. There's all the first 7 seasons of The Big Bang Theory. Are in
that's
there.
just
I
because
was-
you used
I'm-
to sit naked in that chair and watch Kaylee Cuoco.
I'm a
do love
fan. I'm
her.
a fan of The Big Bang. Like, not knocking it or anything, but I just,
that was
like,
a good
if-
show for a while,
Yeah.
and then it just got repetitive. And
mean,
like
That
it's
70s show, same thing.
but
though.
it wasn't until season 10 where I tapped out. That 70 show got worse when
Eric left.
Eric
yeah.
left.
Once he thought he was big time and wanted
Which
to go do movies.
he had to be
was
Venom.
about season 5,
He gets really funny before
it
he
went-
leaves. I think it went 8 seasons.
How many
It
yeah,
might be
but
nine.
they went
If it
like
went
2
8
without him.
Then
They
yeah,
did one where he wasn't there at all, and then they did one where
He would like make little cameos.
Seth
wouldn't he?
Myers' brother was on the show.
Yeah,
And
that's
that was,
why
like, weird.
That
I
season
didn't like
sucked.
it. Yeah.
That's the
Everybody
last
else
season.
was
Yeah.
funny, but I just didn't like that guy's character because he just became Eric because he was
He was
dating
supposed
Donna.
to be Eric. Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
did, they didn't need to make him date Donna. But for that reason, I mean, for looking at it, I did watch Big Bang Theory longer than.
If we
that
do
70s
your
show.
test, which is what you brought up earlier, if both of these are on TV,
I'm
and
picking that
I'm
70s
watching
show.
that 70s
Yeah, what
show,
would you
which is
rather
why.
rewatch now?
That 70s
I think
show.
I'd pick that.
Yeah,
as well.
I did recently. I don't know that I would.
I
ever
have been
sit and
starting
rewatch
to.
Big Bang Theory.
I have been starting to watch Big Bang Theory a little bit more. If like Audra's not around and I'm like watching something while I need dinner, I'll throw it on.
What
Do you put it
I
on,
have
or is it
two.
just on anyway because it's like always?
You
on?
watch it in secret.
I don't
from your
like
wife.
go to like Netflix. and
Who,
put
that's
it
what I
on.
mean.
Yeah.
Like that's the good. Like I will say that about Big Bang Theory is like. Then there's a couple on this list that kind of fall into that category. They're syndicated shows that like they're great time fillers. Where like
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat dinner. I got 20 minutes. I'll watch this episode of Big Bang.
That 70s show is kind of a good like in the background
But
show.
it's not
too.
there. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not on stuff already. Like those Big Bang Theory, Seinfeld would be the same. The
Both-
Office, I think, is the only thing that Comedy Central plays at this point.
They
Just-
both have the same issue too, though. If that 70s show and Big Bang Theory are on TV, most of the time I've seen that episode 14 times
Yeah.
because they always. I just
It's
feel like
always
they're
the
always
same
replaying the
ones,
same.
But
yeah.
I think I would enjoy that 70s show's repeating
Yeah.
episode than the Big Bang. I'm gonna be like,
They both make me laugh, but
Depends on the episode of Big Bang
I will
Theory
say
more
that that
so.
70s show has aged very well because it's
Yeah.
still very funny. So I'm going to go that 70s
I don't remember.
show
Did
as
that
well.
70s show have a laugh track?
Yeah,
Okay, because I was gonna say
all
if,
of these do.
if
that
that
weren't
was
on
the deciding
premium.
factor, I would take that 70s because I can't.
Well, they
stand
had
laugh
like
tracks.
a live studio audience, I think.
Yeah, but they all have a laugh track per se. So yeah, I think
Remember
that
when there
moves on.
used to be like the laugh tracks, and it was like the live studio audiences, and every once in a while, for like an episode, there'd be somebody who would like laugh ridiculous.
Yeah.
and you would like catch them laughing and like
And-
stop paying attention to
and
the
Family
show.
Guy made it an ostrich.
Yeah, and you just wait for that person.
All right, next one. My stomach hurts from that twisted tea. Cheers versus Married with Children.
We all know where I'm going.
Cheers,
here. I'm
yeah.
a Cheers
I
guy
love
through and
Cheers.
through.
I haven't seen much of Cheers. I do love Married with Children, so that's why. Like how you're the big Cheers guy, Bob. How does Cheers hold up now? Like is
It's
it
good
because
I've
Married with
rewatched
Children,
it twice since.
Married with Children doesn't hold up as much because it's what a '90s show,
That
might
Married
be
with
80s,
Children?
90s,
No,
I
yeah,
think.
they're like later.
'80s,
in,
'90s. So
like-
most of the jokes are like, I hate my wife. Like that's what everyone thought
Yeah,
was
like-
hilarious.
Oh, that's Marriage.
Can you actually put the sound effect in? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been actually meaning to sit and go through all of Cheers.
Like Cheers
I started
things
rewatching
that
Cheers.
happen on Cheers, probably like the plot circumstances are like a lot of them are like things that would never happen now.
Well, that's kind of like
But that's just 'cause
Seinfeld.
it's
Like
older.
Seinfeld, 90% of their problems could be solved.
Hey,
with cell
hey,
phones.
don't jump, don't get ahead of yourself.
I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm just saying, like that's.
Shane just said Charles in Charge beats Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So that bracket is canceled. I actually started rewatching Cheers when you did, and I did stop, but
Cheers
it was
is,
still
like,
it's still aged. I think it's still funny. It was still making
So
me
like
laugh.
Coach, who passed away, he's the bartender in the first few seasons, and then Woody Harrelson comes in, and he's the other bartender, like with Sam, with Ted Danson. Basically, anything they say is fucking gold.
I always loved
Norm
Coach
is
too,
funny.
though.
But what's it on?
Because Norm's just a drunk. So
It's
that's
on
all.
Norm.
It's on Hulu now, I think.
Who? I thought it was Paramount.
It was on Netflix for a while, then it wasn't, and it was on Hulu. I don't know what it.
It was on
Alright,
both
well,
at one point too.
I'm gonna have to find it and watch it because I've been meaning to for a
Do
while.
you know who's the nephew of Norm?
You,
No, that'd be wild.
He's been
Ted
keeping that-
Lasso himself.
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason
Yes,
Sudeikis
that's his
is
uncle.
Wow.
Also, we should say this is from when we drafted. So now there could Ted Lasso would be
Yeah,
on
I
here.
didn't even think about like what shows.
Is that
have come
considered
out
a sitcom?
Since. It's we did a half
Half
hour,
hours.
whatever our ruling. Because I had Twilight Zone in mind. It was a half hour show. That was basically like our only rule.
But there would be like a couple other ones at it, but we're not. We're going because Ted Lasso would definitely be on here, and probably a couple other actually. Since when we
Nick,
did
where
this.
do you stand? Cheers, Married with Children.
I haven't seen much of Cheers, and I always remember Married with Children was like when I woke up a little too early for school, and Married
Yep.
with Children's
Yep.
on at like 6.
I wasn't allowed to watch Married with Children when I was really young.
My dad
don't-
loved it, so I used to watch it all the time.
Love them?
I think my dad hates my mom. That's
I-
why he likes it.
I always loved Katie Siegel. I thought she was like so hot growing up in that show.
And
And then you watch Sons and now you hate her.
I fucking hate her.
Yeah, she sucks.
Are we going Cheers or Married with Children here?
I'm going
Cheers.
with Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. If Married with Children was on TV, I would just turn my TV off. Like I have literally zero interest in that show.
It is on all the time, and it's never
There's
something
no
that I
interest.
stop for.
That could be my
So maybe-
fault. That could be absolutely my fault. But I just have no interest in it. That sums up the first
All right, so our
quadrant.
first region, fairly.
All right,
we
now
got
we're
some
gonna
good
head.
matchups.
We're gonna head across the coast and head to New York, where we have Seinfeld versus.
We have Charles in Charge,
Charles
and a
in
huge
Charge.
upset over Seinfeld.
Yeah, this is the Lehigh Duke matchup.
Yeah.
I'm calling it.
My
I've
dad
always,
was here. MASH would actually upset It's Always Sunny. My dad would
my
fight
dad
us
too.
over it.
I am going to go Seinfeld here for obvious reasons.
That's a bold choice.
Is Charles in Charge even funny? Like it could
I've
be
never-
like it could
I've
be a
literally
drama.
never seen it.
We used
I
to
just
have
know
that
the
good
theme song is very catchy, and that's why I drafted it. Because I needed something for, what was it, like the 70s or 80s?
Nick,
Like
I feel like you're going to come up with some bullshit about Charles in Charge being like the best show ever made.
No, I have a fun fact though. That how Tony Danza's the lead of Charles in Charge.
That is not that fun of a fact. But
No,
we-
this story about my dad's fought in a boxing ring. Tony
Against him?
Danza and kicked his ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Charles in Charge isn't Tony Danza.
Oh, my
It's Scott
bad.
Baio.
Ah.
You're thinking of
I
Who's
wish
the
you-
Boss. That's
Oh,
Tony
that's a
Danza.
that's a good show. That should be in there and said Charles in Charge.
It's a good show, but Tony Danza can't fight, so it's out.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, Tony.
I mean, I think my dad would fight Scott Baio. if
Scott
he wanted to.
Baio.
I'd like to see your dad now and Scott Baio
He
now
might-
fight.
Scott Baio has a punchable face.
All right, if you're listening to our iPad, Scott Baio, we're calling you
He
out.
might.
We're calling you out. Yeah, I think this is an easy. This is a walk in the park here. Seinfeld.
Have we told Nick's story that his dad said on the podcast?
Yeah,
yet?
we told him on the last
He wants
episode.
to be on RJ's iPad.
Yeah, Nick said that. Nick literally told that on the last episode. All right, Happy Days versus Modern Family. I am a big fan of Modern Family.
I like Modern Family as well. Modern Family also a big sustainable thing where it was on forever, but also I
I was
feel like-
watching it the other night, just a random episode.
Yeah, and it's one of those where you can just watch. You don't really need it. But I also think Modern Family. I mean, I feel like Happy Days legitimately invented the term "jumping the shark," right? Whereas Modern Family was like, "Hey, we're
He
gonna...
literally jumped over a shark. That's where
but
the
like
term
Modern
comes
Family
from.
was like, "Hey, we're gonna wrap this up. This is our last season.
Yeah.
Like we're not just gonna do this forever."
Yeah.
Even though it was like 15 seasons in, but still.
Yeah, and
I'm
that
still
entire
genuinely laughing.
that
at Modern
entire
Family.
cast is so funny. However, we do Happy Days has the Fonz.
No, I'm a big fan of Happy Days, but I still
Bad
would put
matchup here.
Modern Family against it. Yeah, Happy Days is kind of getting the shaft on this one.
As we've talked about before, I work in a school, and sometimes I have to like help on jam lockers, and I just punch them.
Just give them
Give them a little
the
nudge,
Fonz.
and I feel like the Fonz, and then I'll open it, and I feel real cool, and that's the only time in my life where I'm happy.
So there was like the one time I was watching Happy Days, And there was this one scene where somebody's tough, it's like tough guys coming to look for the Fonz. Like, who are you? The Fonz. And then the Fonz like sees him and he goes, I'm Patsy Webber. And for whatever reason, my dad loves that scene. So we were watching and he just goes, I'm Patsy Webber. So it became a very funny thing in the Walsh household. But I think, yes, this is the correct move. Modern Family moves on. Next matchup is Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus Home Improvement.
This is a battle.
Yeah,
This is nostalgia, and then with Home Improvement,
I've not seen all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
I think,
and I know that you guys really enjoy it.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine kind of
the last season was
couple
bad.
of seasons.
No, when they're first, so they did 2 seasons, 2 or 3 seasons on NBC, where they made the
the one I
seasons
watched.
That's when
significantly shorter.
They moved to ABC, right, or something.
No, they went
NBC.
from Fox to NBC.
I watched on
Oh,
Fox,
okay.
then, and then once it moved, I had to stop.
The first couple seasons are hilarious. The last season, I just wasn't very funny. There was a lot more serious stuff with like
Is
what's
that when
going
they
on.
extended it and made it a longer season too?
No, they shortened the season.
Oh, they shortened it. Okay.
Because NBC's comedies are only like 13 episodes.
Okay.
So they actually gave them an 18 episode run, and then
I've been slowly rewatching watching the last season for the first time, and it's
good.
it's nothing
It's
special.
just the last season felt very stale, and I just didn't care. But that show as a whole is like fantastic. Like all of
It's-
Michael Schur shows are really good.
it's solid, but I think Home Improvement is just too iconic to.
Here's the thing.
But I also haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't know.
I
if
feel
it
like
still
the
holds up or not.
northeast quadrant of the country only cared about Home Improvement. Like Detroit over to us. Like that's
really?
it. I don't know. Nobody talks about it. Like I don't know. If both of these shows are on,
Is Home Improvement not stream anywhere?
the problem is I might go.
That's what I was wondering.
looking into it
It's
right
like a
now.
very
I might
weird
pick
show,
I
would
might
think.
pick Home Improvement because it's never on. Like I
Yeah.
do never see it. But that's not. I'm gonna go Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I was obsessed
to
with that
buy
show
it.
for a while.
Yeah, I mean, judging just on the earlier seasons, yeah, I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
I'm gonna
because
go
it was
Home
such a
Improvement.
good show.
So I was like genuinely pissed when I didn't get Home
I
Improvement in
know.
the draft.
Swipe that shit from you.
I know.
So Nick, it comes down to you.
You can either end this debate right now or drag it out longer.
And then we have to do a rock paper scissors because we don't have a fifth.
That's what I was actually going to say. That's our deciding.
We go up to Bob.
My
It's the
dad.
final
Ooh,
call.
that would be good too.
Because I was gonna say Home Improvement on the grounds is I tried to like follow with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but there's like multiple times where I just completely stopped watching it and had no interest of returning.
Home Improvement.
But did
for
you
me is a
watch the
nostalgia
entire-
thing, too.
Did you watch the entire thing of
I
Home
I
Improvement?
mean, I might probably have seen enough Home Improvement. To
That's
add on
also a
to
different
it.
like Home Improvement wasn't on in where
Yeah.
you're now like you're old enough you can sit there and be like, all right, I'm gonna stop watching the show. But if Home Improvement was running now, would you have still done the same
I was
thing?
just a child when Brooklyn Nine-Nine when I decided this.
yes.
But
All
I
right.
have done that
Are
multiple
we-
times
are
with
we
Brooklyn
in
Nine-Nine.
a pickle?
My dad's probably gonna pick Home Improvement.
I
You want me to
think
get
you
him?
want to. Do you want rock paper scissors? Whatever you want to do.
Dad, come here.
Can you keep this in?
Yeah.
So we are recording at the original studio, which is my parents' house. So my parents are upstairs. So we'll use my dad for this one. We'll use my mom for the next one.
What happens when we have a third one?
We'll go back to that.
Hey, if you're choosing between Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Home Improvement to watch, if they're both on TV, which one are you picking?
Now?
Yeah, right now.
Like you go upstairs. There's two, the one's on each channel. Which
Probably
one?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
There you go.
Wow!
Woo.
Wow! Was
From
shocked.
Prove your son wrong.
All right.
That's all. That's all we needed. We just needed a
That's all we
tiebreaker.
we needed a
We
tiebreaker.
honestly needed a tiebreaker.
There you go.
All right, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You can't even fight it because, like, if they just won outright, I might have been mad about that. But like, Bob came down, he said it. Okay, that's that. It is what it is.
Yeah. We used to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine together.
I used to watch Home Improvement with my dad all the time.
Yeah.
Jesus, I didn't thought you went upstairs. I didn't realize you were still there.
Home Improvement it was good in its time.
Yeah,
Right, but
I haven't
old,
watched
right?
it on.
You know, it's old,
Actually,
it's
when
old
I was in
still.
college, it used
I
to be
catch
on.
it from time to time, but I really prefer that.
There you
When
go.
I was in college, it used to be on
Thanks.
during a break of my classes. Like, if I had a break, I think I had a really long break, and I used to go back to my friend's house, and it was like, let's say I had a class at like 8:30, and we had the same class, and then we both had the same like 12 o'clock class or whatever it was. We had like a 2-hour break, so we'd go back and just watch like 2 episodes of Home Improvement because it was on at like 10 to 11 on whatever channel. And I think I watched like the entire series.
Boy.
over like a semester. It's just like 2 a day, just keeping
Great
going.
show.
But since then, I don't know that I've seen an episode. You can't find it anywhere. You have to
No,
buy it on
you
Amazon
do.
Prime.
It's because Hollywood hates the Toolman Taylor. All right, Friends versus Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've only seen bits and pieces of Curb, but the things that I've seen, it's fucking hilarious. So I'm gonna go Curb.
I'm a Friends hater, so I want
Yeah,
the
I'm not a
upset
big
here.
fan of Friends either.
All right, Nick.
It
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It moves
I
on.
know. I had the
Also-
same opinion as I've seen a little bit of Curb, but everything I've seen of Curb.
I honestly think
Doesn't-
Curb is one of the funniest shows on this entire list.
Same as everyone else. I haven't seen all of Curb, but everything I've seen is really funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like I don't hate
Especially
Big
when they
Friends.
bring JB Smoove in,
Yeah.
it gets 10 times funnier.
I
Yeah,
think
he's a funny
Friends
guy.
gets too much.
Him
love.
and Larry David together are just
Well,
ridiculous.
it's because it's the same thing that we like talked about last time. Chick-fil-A. It's that same age group. They're all
that's the
loving
thing. Yeah,
Friends
so
right
like
now.
I like Friends, but like people treat it like it's just like.
I
great
watched it
show. I
in
watched
like a
it
month
twice, I
in like a
think.
month and a half when I was at college, and it was the best show ever to me. Now that I've grown, I still enjoy it,
Yeah.
but I don't get the. It's just annoying. It's so obsessed. But that
I feel like
solves our.
Friends. I feel like Friends gets a lot of the love The Office gets, but it doesn't deserve it as much.
It's not as funny, but it's still
No.
good. All right. Well, then we move on now to the Southwest Quadrant, where we have It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia versus MASH. Now, I do love Always Sunny, but I do have really good memories of watching MASH, and MASH is really well written, I
If
think.
they're both on, are you watching MASH?
No, probably
That's my
not.
problem.
But
I would
Sunny's rough. The first season and a half, they're finding like they even said it themselves. They're like, our first season sucks.
Until Frank shows up.
Yeah, in season 2. But
But the first season and a half is pretty short.
yeah, true.
First season's like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And MASH is really good. However, I do like It's Always Sunny better, and there might be about the same amount of episodes.
Well, no, Sony is
It's-
officially the longest sitcom.
Yeah, longest running. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
episodes. It just means
Live
years.
action.
Most seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
So
So,
if MASH had like 23
seasons
episodes,
could be longer.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like they might have the
I
same
might
amount of episodes.
go. I might lean towards MASH, and I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I've seen every Always Sunny episode. I haven't seen every MASH.
I think I've seen more MASH than I have Sunny.
And my dad loves MASH.
My
It was
dad
one of these
does, too.
things. 5:30. My dad would come home half hour before dinner. We'd watch an episode of MASH, and then
My dad still watches MASH every night.
it's good. I'm gonna be the wild card here. Fuck it, we need it. I'm gonna go MASH.
I have to go Sunny. Out of every show on here, Sunny is very top of the list of what I'd watch if it was on.
Yeah, you love Sunny.
Sunny is one of the shows I've seen most out of all. I mean, once we get to the next quadrant, we're gonna get to the show I've watched the most, but
Look,
Sunny's up there.
If you're asking me, most probably I would have gone Always Sunny, but I want to be a little bit of a wild card.
I think
So
I'm
gonna
going
go
MASH too, which turns this into a tie, probably.
Nick was
So
possibly.
I'm going Sunny after you
And then
didn't give
Reed
love
gets
to those.
involved, and
Reed
this
for
might be an
two
upset.
shows she probably hasn't
Because
seen
this
much
might
of.
be a huge upset.
Mom,
Damn.
Dad,
You're back.
you're back.
You just gotta get him on. Just call him.
We gotta call
Call
somebody.
him.
Yeah, I will. You don't need to come down.
He used to rush home from work to watch MASH before dinner. He's picking MASH.
I know, it's so funny.
This isn't upset.
This is a huge upset. This is electric.
All right.
We're gonna call you from here on out,
You
but
don't
since
have-
you're
you
down
don't
here.
have- If you are at home,
Next
same
one.
situation. Will you watch it? It's Always Sunny, or you watching MASH?
MASH.
There you go. MASH moves on.
Huge upset.
Huge upset.
upset.
Sorry.
Me and Bob are both saying both of our dads love
Yeah,
MASH.
you guys conditioned us to
like
root for
MASH.
MASH.
And
yeah.
I love Always Sunny. But there you go. Thanks, Dad.
Wow.
Wow. What an upset. What an upset.
That was invigorating.
Yeah, that was an upset of the century. Shane's going to kill my dad, though.
Somebody lost a lot of money on that bet.
Like I don't know why I'm treating this like I just watched a basketball team beat another basketball team. Like I'm really excited about
yeah.
the fact that MASH
I feel
just
like-
won.
like the-
that debate that 4 of us are having in a
You
baseball.
know how you know how Barstool does the Storm Chasers where they go
Yeah.
to look for upsets so they can.
Yeah.
I feel like we got to run on the court right now.
yeah.
Is my heart pounding from all these twisted teas or from this excitement in this bracket? I don't know.
Oh, boy.
But seriously, it's a twisted tease. You should.
Yeah,
you should go.
Yeah, we should
should
call
stop.
it. We should call a timeout. Get Nick to the hospital.
Can we get Nick something else to drink?
Yeah, Nick, you need a water or anything? In all
One more
seriousness.
left.
All
Dude,
right.
you gotta finish.
Do you have any Pepto up there?
Yes. This next one I think is very easy. It's King of Queens versus New Girl.
Which is now an official big matchup because they might have a good game.
One of these people can conceivably There's a lot of upset potential happening now with MASH.
I'm gonna take King of Queens over New Girl.
I actually would go New Girl.
Zoe Deschanel's character just gets annoying from time to time, and I stopped watching New Girl when Nick and Jess dated for the first time. I was like, this stinks.
The thing that annoys me is they break up and get back together too many times.
When they got back together the last time, it was good.
Here.
And Schmidt's great, but I'm gonna go King of Queens
is one
because
of
Doug
those-
Heffernan is the man.
Gold. Absolute gold.
What do you got, Nick?
They actually talked about this in an interview recently with New Girl. Was like when they were planning that out, they said the chemistry between them two was so good that they were like, oh no, how do we handle this, because them two actors were so
Like
good together. And I would go New Girl on it because from a start to finish, I think New Girl is pretty good.
It's Carrie, right? What's the wife's name?
in King of Queens.
Carrie Leigh Remini.
I hate her as that show goes on. She becomes like so annoying. And there was the whole thing where they were
There has to be
separated
something
at
wrong
the
with.
end.
There has to be something wrong with her. She's smoking hot, and Doug Heffernan's Doug Heffernan. So there has to be something.
I just meant like her character.
That's
like,
what I mean. There has to be a reason why.
Well, she's a bitch. That's her
why
whole
she's
bit.
with him. Yeah.
She's a bitch. She's got a crazy dad. That was the bit.
Nick, will you go New Girl?
I'm going New Girl.
Shane?
We got a stalemate again, baby. I'm going King Queens.
This whole region is a disaster.
All right. Here's what we're going to.
I'm flipping. I'll flip to New Girl.
That's
I'll
a
flip
hard.
to King Queens.
That's a hard pick though, because I've
bottom
rewatched New
mic.
Girl so many times, but if
Right.
King of Queens is on TV, I'm not changing.
My
it.
dad-
Now I'm thinking about it, and that's my mentality. Like King of Queens is on, I'm putting it on.
especially
I see
if
it. If I'm
it's-
just flipping and I see it, I'm like, oh, King
Yeah.
of Queens,
King of Queens.
sweet.
It's a
Especially
treat.
if
It's a
it's-
treat.
Right? And
If
but if
it's-
I see New Girl, I might be like, all right, maybe I'll
I'm
watch
turning
that.
this on for at least.
And then I
hour.
see what season of New Girl it is, and I'm like, nah, I
Yeah,
don't
like
need to
now
watch
that
it.
Especially prime King of Queens, like before it starts getting closer to the end.
Yeah.
I'm
But like,
not-
I'm
I'm not-
the more I think about it, it's that situation.
Yeah.
If I'm flipping through and I see New Girl, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll watch New Girl then. And then I'm flipping through and I see King of Queens.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
Especially
Like, exactly. It's a treat.
It's
Ooh,
a
King of
treat.
Queens
It's
is on.
very much a
A
treat.
Spencer and Arthur heavy episode. There's nothing better.
We'll-
All right,
we'll
so
push Queens,
I'm
King of
doing the
Queens.
same.
My eyes are getting weary. My back is getting tight.
thing for the next matchup, Boy Meets World versus the Goldbergs. Very much nostalgic, and it's not on a lot anymore. Boy Meets World is a treat when it's on. I'm like,
Boy
oh
Meets
shit!
World.
What-
I watched all
the younger
Goldbergs.
years, the college years, all of it. It's all good.
Boy Meets World is absolutely.
Boy Meets World for me. Shane,
I'm ashamed to admit I got to sit this one out. I don't really.
you didn't see
I've
Boy
never
Meets
really
World?
seen either of these shows.
You've never watched Boy Meets World?
Well, you got to cast
As a
your vote.
kid.
Well, you said before we recorded you love the idea
Yeah.
of the Goldbergs.
So before we started, we were
Well, I
talking
just
about
love
that.
Jeff. I just love Jeff Garland.
He's not on.
He's
anymore.
got
They
kicked
kicked him
off, yeah.
But
I feel like I should watch Boy Meets World. Like I'm not happy about it, but somebody at work calls me Boy Meets World because she says I have a baby face. Not
And now it's
not
like-
super happy about it, but
we'll post it. You
I
know
feel like I
what?
need to watch it now.
But now, like,
No.
I feel like you watch it now, you're like too old for the first few seasons.
Yeah. Well,
to,
we
like,
prefer
enjoy
Girl Meets World for you, Shane. You are a beautiful woman.
them. You are.
Well, according
man, I forgot
according
about Girl
according to
Shane.
Twitter, everyone wants to fuck me.
Yep.
So.
Now I need it.
Talk about an ego
Dude,
boost.
he put that out, and like I had group texts like below. any text I'm in with RP started blowing up.
The amount of people that texted me that I haven't even talked to in years, they're like,
Yeah, you're
like,
hot.
if you were a girl, I would fuck you. I'm like,
Nick,
You should've
as
been
you
like,
as you
I am
open your sixth Twisted Tea.
fifth, you stole
Fifth.
one.
You stole. I got,
You dirtball.
Yeah, I am a dirtball. I
I'm
feel
going
awful.
I'm going the Goldbergs. It's nowhere, but I feel like if I turn on a random episode of the Goldbergs, I'm going to really enjoy it.
So Shane,
We're-
technically,
we
won.
need a ref.
Here we go.
The one day we need a ref.
He's calling somebody else.
Just gonna call somebody.
Call Mark. Is he working? Tried this once, and we almost got Nick's full name.
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, man?
So you are currently on previously recorded, but we need help.
What's up?
It's like
So
cash
we're
cow.
doing a TV. Yeah, it's like cash cow. We're doing a TV bracket, and if you're flipping through the channels and the Goldbergs is on, and also Boy Meets World, which one are you gonna watch?
Goldbergs.
Wow, a little
Another-
upset.
A bunch of upsets.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
All right, that's Jack from Totally Tease.
oh, I thought that was
Bye.
Jack.
Thank you.
No problem.
Bye.
I like the idea of having randoms just come in and.
Oh, we're doing this for the rest of the bracket.
Yeah,
We're
it's
calling
moved
people.
on. There's been a lot
If
of
we don't have a
phone
fifth, we're absolutely just calling people from here.
All right, so
I want-
the Goldbergs moves on.
I want an entire elite ed if there's upsets. I think that'd be funny.
But this whole bracket is
This
region
is a wild card.
wild.
This
Parks and Rec Golden Girls is like a debatable one too.
Um,
I'm Parks and Rec. I know that there's like the big thing with the Golden Girls. I've never been.
That's it.
I
100%
actually,
my same.
I legitimately used to watch the Golden Girls. My aunt, my grandma, and my mom all love it, but it's me, not them. So, R.I.P. But Parks and Rec.
We can't call them.
Parks and Rec.
You're gonna... God damn. This episode's unhinged.
We are out of control.
Just like a hot dog in Chicago, unhinged.
Thank God you protected me from that. So Parks and Rec walking through here.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah,
yes.
Parks and Rec all the way. It's one of my favorite
So
shows.
you're Parks and Rec too, though, right?
Yeah,
All right.
I think we can save Parks and Rec's ammo. Probably,
Especially once you get past
Parks and Rec is now.
Yeah, that's
Once-
just like.
Parks and Rec is a rare show where once you get past the bad first season, it just consistently gets
I
better.
thought Always Sunny and Parks and Rec was going to be a big matchup here, and that's gone. So this could be.
Yeah, I feel like we got robbed of that.
This could be interesting here. So now we're in the.
It's more fun this way. We
This
kind
is
of
all-
walked through
this is
the fast food one.
This is a lot of fun right
Yeah.
now, actually. I don't know why I'm treating this like it's that serious, but like these upsets are getting
It's
me,
fun.
Really.
All right, so
Southeast.
we head into the southeast quadrant. Scrubs versus Growing Pains. I don't think this is even
That's
there's
Just
even
put Scrubs in it. Let's move on.
That's
weirdly
a growing pain. for
Growing Pains did not make a single shot that entire
Yeah.
game.
They just sent the janitor and he just cleaned them up.
Their bus went to the wrong arena.
That was like the
Scrubs season
varsity
9.
team playing a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Scrubs season 9 might still be.
That's what I
Growing
mean.
Pains.
Yeah, I did. Growing Pains was a good at-home TV show, like when you were sick.
When you were sick.
See,
what I
Scrubs
used to watch.
Scrubs is probably the show I've seen the most out of any on this bracket.
All right.
You know what I used
Because-
to watch a lot when I was older? The Middle. It used to be on like.
Yeah,
one
yeah,
time
Middle
during
was
the
good
day.
too.
Do you remember when I know RP you would remember this when you'd get home from school and Scrubs would be on for like 2 straight hours?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
another before
Comedy Central.
dinner.
Comedy Central. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
another before
Me and
dinner.
my brother would watch it all the time.
So we are moving on to a big matchup here in the southeast quadrant. How I Met Your Mother versus Community. What do we got here, boys? I've never seen Community, and I love How I Met Your Mother, though. So this is an obvious choice. How I Met Your Mother, just because I would like to see this How I Met Your Mother Scrubs matchup.
So I haven't seen all of Community, but Ted in the first like 2 seasons really pisses me off in How I Met Your Mother. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to get married. Blah. He's such a bitch.
The first season, especially.
feel like
It's
you know
annoying.
And then him and Robin back and forth is so annoying. I think I got a good Community because Community is just hilarious
I
start to
just
finish.
watched Community for the first time during quarantine, and I think I've watched it twice since then. Like I'm a very.
It's
big
literally just hilarious start to
That's the
finish.
Russo brothers, too, right? Or they Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
No, they did Community.
And Lord and Miller
Also,
were Community as well.
a lot of really
Community
creative
gets
people in
weird
Community.
because it like kept getting canceled, and then they did like 6 seasons in a movie. Was like the fight, like the cry that they're like they start doing it in the episodes, but so then like they'd come back for like the last couple seasons of Community are weird because like people they don't have the same cast anymore because there was like breaks and stuff like that. But also like How I Met Your Mother, I feel like How I Met Your Mother, the last 15 minutes of the show are just like such a
It's
fucking
infuriating.
shot in the dick.
Yeah.
If I rewatch, I just kind of stop watching.
It's a bad
Yeah.
ending.
Well,
Yeah.
were any of you also people who watched How I Met Your Mother week
We
to
had
week
this
when it was
conversation,
live
I
on
think,
CBS?
either in person or on the show. Because you were
We-
like,
I-
yeah,
me and you
imagine.
did,
Because
I-
I just finished, I just rewatched it for the first time where, like, I had never finished How I Met Your Mother until probably 6 months ago. Maybe it might have been
And
longer than that.
I think we both said like I said this. My family just made the decision it was no longer funny. So
Yeah,
we were
we
they just
stopped.
not watched.
But I remember having this conversation because Nick was like, no, I waited every week just for that last season. That last season is just the wedding.
This was like
Yeah.
one of the biggest things. Like me and my one brother, like it was like every week, like, hey, you coming home for How I Met Your Mother? Like, did you watch it this week? Like he was in college, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, like around the high school age, like, hey, have you watched it this week?
Like,
That
but
was-
like
I
in
can't-
theory, I think that's a really cool premise. Like, all right, this entire season is going to take place over the course of one day.
Yeah.
But I watched that season in a week, and then you were like, "Yeah, that was a full year of my life
Yeah.
waiting
You were-
for that one day to happen."
You would be like years, and you'd be like, "It's Robin again." It was like your actual friend being like, "Come on, man,
Yeah, it's like
figure it out."
they ended really cool just for the last 50 minutes to be like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we wanted all along.
Trudy was her name.
the
His
actual
wife,
girl,
the wife,
the wife that dies.
Yeah.
Tracy, I thought, right?
Tracy.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah,
Nick?
yeah. So that's the mother. And
She
then
is the
you're just
mother,
like-
but then they're like, "Aren't you should
You're
date
just
Aunt
telling
Robin?"
you're just telling us to get our approval to date Aunt Robin.
Yeah, you told us the fucking. You told us a
nine
9-season story.
just to get
You
just to
told
get
us
some
about the
food.
30 women you fucked just to get to this?
Yeah.
Just to
Told
get
us
some
every
food.
woman you bagged in New York City.
To get some poon. So I'm gonna go How I Met Your Mother. You two are Community. Nick, what are you?
I'm going Hell I Met Your Mother.
Hell yeah!
All right,
All right.
who's on the
we
Who's on the
calling?
line?
All right. Here we go.
We gotta find somebody that we know has seen Community.
Yeah, you gotta. That's gonna be the hard part.
Has Brian seen Community?
But I feel like anyone who's seen Community probably loves
That's
Community.
the
Yeah,
other
but,
thing,
Yeah.
people
like
do
I
watch
watched enough Community to. I do really.
But
enjoy
you like.
Community. But I
You're
was
the
so-
How I Met Your Mother
But I
guy.
was so
Yeah.
invested in How I Met Your Mother.
You.
Hey, you are on air, previously recorded. Have you seen
Whoa,
how?
whoa. I didn't consent to this.
So this is my future brother-in-law, Bill. Bill, have you seen How I Met Your Mother?
I have.
Have you seen Community?
I have not.
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on.
You're gonna get another call in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll call you back later.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
I'll send you a list of all the
Yeah,
Yeah, every show you've ever seen, we'd appreciate it. It would help us.
yeah. All right,
All right, I'll do that.
all right.
What about Brian?
I don't think he's seen Community, but I'll give him a call.
What about has Marvel?
Marvel has.
Has he seen both?
He might.
I think Marvel's seen Community.
Any
Give him a call.
person who's watching enough.
It's
like- I
there's
think-
like a cult of Community.
I think
yeah.
everybody has seen How I Met Your Mother, at least a couple.
You know
episodes.
enough about it to like be able to chime in. This is the dumbest, most fun thing.
If he answers,
Hey, what's up?
he answers the call, but he ignores my text I just sent him. What a dick!
Do you have a second?
Yeah, what's up?
You are live on previously recorded. Have you seen Community?
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen How I Met Your Mother?
No.
Do you know it? You've never seen a single episode about How I Met Your Mother.
No.
God damn it! All right, has your wife seen How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, you've seen How I Met Your Mother, right? Not a single episode? No, never watched it.
All right.
I think that we're getting our answer.
Yeah. Well, we got somebody who's seen How I Met Your
Yeah.
Mother, and then we have somebody who's seen Community. All right, because we're doing a bracket, and we need a tiebreaker.
Oh, okay.
So I'll call you back later.
All right, keep calling around.
All right. Bye bye.
Let me see if Quizzo Joe.
Well, what was the chances we found?
I feel like Quizzo Joe has to have seen both.
I think he took Community.
He took Community, yeah,
and he's definitely seen How I Met Your Mother.
yeah.
So he would be the tiebreaker.
That was a one ring right to voicemail.
Yeah,
Do you-
he
has
hit
your-
the- hit
He
the
saw
fuck you
he
button.
saw it and rejected
He
it.
hit
Has
the
your
fuck you button.
brother seen Community?
I doubt it.
Well, we're about to find out.
I don't think he's seen.
It's our last one, and then we're going.
I don't think
to...
he's seen How I Met Your Mother. I don't think he's seen either one of the shows.
This is what-
James.
This is the
I
thing that
don't
happened.
think so.
All right. If he doesn't answer, then we're just going to rock paper
Rock,
scissors.
paper, scissors.
Your call has been.
Yep. All right. Give me Bob versus Nick. Rock
Awesome.
paper
Can we do
scissors.
Under the table
Best-
game
Ooh,
and see
that's
it?
good too. Under
Yeah.
the table, we pull them up afterwards.
Yep. It's single game elimination. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Pull them up. How I Met Your Mother won.
I found us.
On to the next round.
The hours I spent on How I Met Your Mother was for something.
The hours I spent practicing rock, paper, scissors for nothing. I don't even care about Community. I've been working on my game for weeks.
All right, we have a 90s battle coming up. Saved by the Bell versus Malcolm in the Middle. I like both,
I was never a big Malcolm in the Middle.
but I was never a big Malcolm in the Middle. Saved by the Bell was religious here every morning before school. Saved by the Bell was going on. And the two-parter where they get married in Vegas was one of the best things that ever happened to TV in my book.
Plus, there's the whole scene where Jessie Spano is on drugs, but she's really just
excited.
taking like
Excited.
Adderall.
I'm so excited.
I'm so scared.
That was groundbreaking television.
She just loved Adderall. That was it.
Are we all going?
She was doing what like every college student in the world does.
So-
she wasn't even snorting it.
So, Shane, I know where you're at with this. Nick, where are you?
I thought I was going to say Malcolm in the Middle for a second, but I
You
just
Saved by the Bell.
a quick Saved by the Bell argument. I think I have had more enjoyment from
I can't
Saved by
give
the
you
Bell.
a Saved by the I can't give you a Malcolm in the Middle like seat that
Just
you can
a-
be like,
just a great
that
theme
thing.
song.
Yeah.
This is a tough first round exit for me, but I mean I voted, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I knew you would go Malcolm. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, apparently we're finding out that you just didn't have a childhood.
I don't know
No,
what
it
the hell I
was
was
Kid-
watching in the 90s. Apparently,
The
it was
Terminator.
You were watching.
Jackass.
You were watching
Yeah.
Married with Children because Jackass with your dad.
apparently it was mostly Cartoon Network and not. What were
Yeah,
all
we didn't
these-
do cartoons.
What
on
were all
this.
these on?
Saved by the Bell would have been
TBS.
TBS
That's
in
just
the
where I
morning.
remember.
I think I was mostly Cartoon Network at that time. So Saved by the Bell, Boy Meets World, they all went under the
Boy
radar.
Meets World was ABC Friday nights.
Yeah, that all went under the radar.
You didn't do
TGIF.
TGIF Fridays when your family.
Don't
I
think
think
so.
Fresh
no.
Prince was on there too.
I was watching.
thought
I was a
Fresh
big
Prince
Adult
was
Swim
NBC.
guy.
I remember getting yelled at for watching Adult Swim like way too young. I'm like, I don't know, it just came on. I don't know this meatball that's
said-
talking.
Oh, Aquatine Hunger Force. All right, Fresh Prince versus the Drew Carey Show. I'm gonna throw a rogue vote for Drew Carey Show. I was a big fan.
yeah.
I agree.
No, we're not doing that. Nope, we're not doing that.
All right,
The Drew Carey Show was all right. Name one character on
Never
the Drew
even
Carey
seen
Show.
Mimi.
Drew Carey.
Well, I have
All right, they advance.
Drew Carey Show had Ryan Stiles on it.
Did have Ryan. I could tell you the actors.
Yeah,
So was it?
It had
was
what's
it
her
improv or
face,
was it scripted?
no, it was scripted. They worked at like a news station or like a newspaper or
I've
something.
never seen an office. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did. I
Anyone
think it was a
moving,
store.
anyone moving forward first, the Fresh Prince has to say who would have a better gritty drama reboot.
The Drew Carey Show would be a weird reboot because there would be no Drew Carey.
Well, a Scrubs gritty reboot would be pretty good. Like all the patients
can't you
just
have Drew
die all the time.
Because he's too busy hosting The Price is
Yeah,
Right.
he's busy. You're right.
He said the
Does
price
Drew
would have
Carey
to be right
Did
for
Drew
Drew Carey to
have a
come
really
back.
long microphone with The Price is Right?
Yeah,
He has it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I was gonna say because if he doesn't, they.
he
fuck
loves that. He loves working
I
on
know.
that
They
show.
said he really enjoys it before him.
All right. Well, then I think that does it.
All right,
French
so
Prince
we've-
moves on, and
in
now
the-
we are
in-
into the Sweet 16.
In the podcast that we said was going to be a short one, we've just made it to the Sweet 16.
All right, let's head back up to the northeast quadrant where we have Seinfeld battling Modern Family.
I'm going to hear
Modern
Seinfeld.
Family.
I go Seinfeld.
I go Modern Family.
Oh
Christ.
boy, oh boy! Is my dad likes busy, so let me call him down here one more time. Or who should we give a call? Brian? Has Brian seen both?
Which Brian? We
Might
know
have.
like 5.
Brian
Or your
Bradley.
brother? Let's call your brother. Has your brother seen both?
I don't know if he'd watch Modern Family. I'll call him. I'll see. Yeah, we're recording the podcast. And so we're doing a sitcom bracket. Never mind, he hung up on me. Wow, what a piece of shit.
Phone calls are the best part.
Dude, what the hell? Hey, did you hang up on me?
I didn't.
All right, it just dropped then.
I thought you dropped it.
Nah, but the call just dropped then. So we're doing a sitcom draft on the podcast, and we need a tiebreaker. So it's Seinfeld, Modern Family. If you had one of them, like if you had to watch one, or you're flipping through the channels, which one would you choose?
I've never seen a single episode of Modern Family.
I told you I wasn't sure if you
Damn.
would have seen it. God damn it!
All
All
right.
right, this is a wasted phone
This is a
call.
waste
We
of
might, I
your
might
time.
call you for another tiebreaker though if we have
Yeah.
one.
All right.
All right.
Because I've never seen that show.
This is how we're deciding tiebreakers today. It's a lot of fun. Just calling strangers like it's Cash Cab.
Yeah.
But we're finding out that most people aren't seeing one of the shows that we call about. So, all right, I'll call you in a little bit if we need
Why
it.
don't you text people first?
Because it's funnier this way.
It's fine. Put him on the spot.
Fair enough.
All right.
Let's get the call now.
Shanks. You're on live with previously recorded.
One of my thing was messed up. What's up?
I said you're on. Damn it! You're on live with previously recorded. We are recording a podcast about single game elimination bracket for TV shows. So if you are flipping through your channels and Seinfeld and Modern Family are on, which one are you going to pick? Having seen both.
I haven't really seen Seinfeld. I'm sorry,
Jesus
boys.
Christ.
Jesus.
I feel like everybody just likes Seinfeld better, though.
So you would just go Seinfeld without having seen it.
Yeah, I feel like more people just enjoy it. I
All
never
right.
heard anybody complain about.
Well, there you go. He's seen Modern Family and is picking the other one. I think that works.
All right.
All right, Shanks. Thank you for calling in. Your T-shirt is coming. All right.
Oh, yay.
All right. Bye. Thank you. All right. Well, that's off that.
It's starting to fall apart on
Yeah.
this.
This is, all right. Brooklyn
That's
Nine-Nine.
twice in a row where one person has seen one
Yeah.
show and not the other one.
Well, I think that's a testament. So, like, if Brian would have said, I've seen Modern. Well, Seinfeld's like the popular one, but he's just like, all right, I've seen Modern Family. I know what it is, but I'm gonna go with Seinfeld anyway. So I think that one works. But all right, Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I got to go Curb on
I'm
this
going
one.
with it again, like that same idea. I haven't
Yeah,
seen a lot of Curb, but like
Yeah.
everything I've seen is
Yep.
good.
Curb,
Yeah, I'm going-
every single season of Curb is consistently good.
I'm not that this isn't how we do this, but Larry David versus himself in the Elite
That's what
Eight.
I said earlier. I really wanted to force a Seinfeld Curb debate because I think it would be funny.
All right.
I don't think I've seen enough Curb to go.
Nick,
for
you're
it.
going
That
with
was
Curb.
the same thing. I was like, you could just name this bracket. I haven't really
that's
seen
gotta s-
much about it, but I think it's good.
Which that needs to speak for the show, though. Well, all four of us
Everything
who haven't
else
really
I've seen
seen
except
it.
for Charles in Charge.
All right. Well,
I
we
just like know, and then
we have our
Trash Bag. He's
Yeah.
a huge Curb guy too. He'll just show me like random clips sometimes.
All right. Well, we have our Northwest
That tracks that he's a huge Curb fan.
final two. Now let's head over to the our Northeast final two. Now let's head over to the Southwest quadrant.
You
you
got-
just
wrong.
say a random
I like
thing.
I like that you guys can watch me with my mouse, like wait for RP. Like, all right, I know we're going over here somewhere. Oh, all right, we're going down here.
All right. So we have MASH versus King of Queens. I'm gonna roll the dice here and just keep going with MASH.
I'm going Mash too. Let him ride.
Big King of Queens guy. Get your dad.
Yeah, I think this one might be.
This is
No,
a good-
call your dad. Your dad's seen both.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Nick, what are you going with? Hold on. Before we're assuming, are you going with MASH or the King of Queens?
100% going with King of Queens.
All right.
There we go.
All right. We
call-
know that
let's
they've seen
Arthur
it.
might be one of the funniest.
That's why me and Nick
Let's
are
call
sitting on
Dr.
this side of
Dolittle
the
we looked
table.
at
himself.
each other.
Dr.
Arthur might be
Doolittle.
the funniest.
Wait, we're on the phone with
Yeah.
Dr. Doolittle.
Let's call Dr. Doolittle himself and see what he has to say.
Is he wearing a 3XL shirt right now?
It's 5X, but
Sorry, with two children watching Dr. Doolittle.
hey, we're doing the podcast. We're doing a sitcom like bracket, and so we have a matchup, but we have a tie, and we need a tiebreaker. If you're just, I know what he's gonna say anyway, but if you're just flipping through channels, and MASH is on and King of Queens is on, which one of those two do you think is the better watch? I know what you're gonna say. You watch it every night anyway, but we needed a tiebreaker, and RP wanted me to call you, so here you are.
Okay. Mash.
All right.
All right,
MASH
thank you.
moves on. Thanks, Dad. This is like a get to know our friends episode.
Is your dad's favorite channel on cable MeTV?
Is that like
That's like all the
No,
all
it's,
the old.
it's
like
Hallmark,
one-
and then the
it's like one or whatever? Like
Two,
it's like
channel two,
Channel
yeah.
2, yeah,
Two.
yeah, he watches it all the time.
Most of my
And then
watching-
Hallmark, yeah. Hallmark from 5 a.m. until 6
MeTV
p.m.
is like
then
Happy
MASH, then
Days,
back to Hallmark.
the old Batman show, like stuff like that.
I think the
Wow.
most I've seen MASH is when I'm riding the bike at the gym. Like the recumbent
'Cause
bike.
MeTV.
Yeah, just
MeTV
stretching-
is on a
I'm
giant.
stretching my knee out like if it was hurting.
I'll pick my cardio machine based
Yeah.
on where MeTV
This
is
is
playing.
wild.
MASH
This is
this
wild.
We're really dumb today. For
Yeah,
some
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
It's all twisted teas floating around.
I hope we have to call your dad for the final two, and MASH is in the final
I
two.
know what I'm gonna say.
No, final two is if it's
I
a
told you
tie,
what he
we're
was
gonna need
say.
more than one person to break it. I
Yeah.
want.
We're gonna have to call like
So if
three
it's
different
it's
people.
the winner. You know what I mean? We gotta call 3 people.
Goldberg's Parks and Rec.
I'm gonna go Parks and
I'm
Rec.
gonna go Parks,
Parks
and
and
Rec.
Rec. Just push it through.
All right, Jay. Jeez.
I do enjoy Goldberg's and Parks and Rec.
Alrighty. So the Parks and Rec versus MASH will be the final there.
Shane literally just said, "Fuck what you want to do." Nick.
Yeah.
We're gonna
All right,
No,
now
I picked
we are
Parks.
gonna head on down California love to the Northwest quadrant.
I
The
don't even know what
Where they
direction
like
he's
Santa
fucking
Fe.
anymore.
He's just fucking with me.
Yeah.
As soon as he said head on down, I was like, "Oh, he's going up." I know he's just trying to throw me off here.
all right. So we have The Office versus Will and Grace. The Office was my number one pick. Overall, I'm going with The Office.
I'm going with The Office as well.
Nick and Shane.
I feel like most talked about show ever.
Yeah.
Will and Grace. No, I'm just kidding.
That show.
And Nick.
I would go with even the worst season, The Office, over that.
So season
Will
9.
and Grace will.
It sounds like you really hate Will and Grace.
No, the
Yeah,
reboot.
but just the way you
I,
just said that,
I watched the reboot.
I
and I
would
was like,
rather
why are
watch-
we? I was like, why are we even doing this?
You basically were like, I'd rather
dumb
watch
reboot.
SPCA commercials
All right.
than waste my time on a Will and Grace show.
All right. So we are going to go That 70s Show versus Cheers. So you have you have two nostalgic shows, two shows that we grew up watching. I've seen, I didn't, Bob didn't necessarily grow up watching Cheers, but it was
I
for
did.
me.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
did,
episodes from time to time. That 70s Show
It was coming out.
was a great sick day from school. You were watching it. That was one of the shows too that was always on. I'm going to go with Cheers.
I'm struggling right now, but I think Cheers is more consistent. Like we talked about the issue. Like that 70s show takes a couple seasons to like hit its groove.
Yeah.
And then the end kind of
The first season, they're kind of all super awkward and
like young and like weird, and then they all kind of like get their characters together.
But also that round shot was like their way of what they were implying was fantastic. And
it's like
very
that
fun.
70s
Those
show
shots are
takes a
always
while to
funny.
get going, but when it gets going, goddamn,
really
Because that
good.
first
Amazing.
season has it. They're like it's like a party and they're all at the thing.
Yeah.
It's like who touched a clown lamp?
And two great parents. So. And the
Such
great neighbors. The
such
parents
great
are great.
parents that people wanted to hang out at their house.
Mm-hmm.
If, like 3 years after their son moved out.
yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Well, they didn't want to pay for another set.
Yeah. They were in the Pinciani's house.
So what do we got here, gentlemen? I said cheers.
I
Bob
know.
said.
I don't know what I said. I said cheers, but I don't know if I agree with that. That 70s show also has one of the best scenes ever when Eric is like really weird. In like later seasons where he like, doesn't want to go to school and stuff like that.
Oh, I was gonna
And then
say
Hyde finds out that he meets his dad, and like they go to his dad's office, and he's like, "All right, here's $20 for all you." And Eric just goes, "I already have mine. I took it out of your desk." And the dad like looks at him, and he just goes, "I'm at a really weird place in my life." And me and my brother quoted that like religiously.
That show is fucking great.
So I think I'm gonna go.
They've got my favorite running bit of a show where like they all randomly will fall off the water tower like once
Yeah,
a season
yeah.
like someone else.
Actually, I'm changing my mind. I'm going with
Yeah,
that.
that's-
70s.
that's-
and also
70s
we're
show.
leading a lamb to the slaughter anyway.
Yeah. Nick, what are you going with?
I was going with that 70s show.
That
All right, so
70s
clean,
show's
a clean sweep here.
Really good.
One of my most
Nick-
enjoyable rewatches.
Nick was going that 70s show before it was cool.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. I changed tides. So we will have The Office versus that 70s show. And now we are going to head to the final quadrant to determine it's two victors left to fight. We have Scrubs versus How I Met Your Mother.
I'm Scrubs. I mean,
I love How I Met Your Mother, but I love Scrubs 100% more. The way that they balance the humor and the sadness and those emotional moments. A fantastic cast, a better cast than How I Met Your Mother, and a fantastic musical episode as well, which is hard to pull off in the
Would you
sitcom. That's
argue-
when you get to a point where you're like, they're doing a musical episode, like it's bad, but theirs is great.
would you argue that?
How I Met Your Mother did a musical episode also.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Nothing suits me like a suit.
Oh, well,
Big
here's the
musical
thing.
number.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, they
here's the
did.
thing. The Scrubs musical episode is, I have it on my phone. I have some of the songs.
Yeah.
Everything Comes Down to Pooh. It's a great song.
Which show's got the
That
worst
better
character?
cast. That best cast.
Which show has the worst character?
Like Elliot's super fucking annoying.
Is she worse than Lily though?
That's what I mean.
I kind of can't stand Lily.
Lily stinks when you think
She
about
does
it. Like
stink.
grand scheme
What?
of
She
things.
just left to go to France.
And then
But
she like bitches about it later.
But Scrubs has the better characters. Like,
I just mean like which one? Because
Yeah.
I mean Scrubs. I think we're picking Scrubs.
Like-
but I was saying like which one do you hate?
Yeah.
Like who has a character that you hate more?
Like
Yeah.
if
I
I'm
know
throwing
Shane
if I'm
hates
throwing
Ellie.
Marshall up against Turk, it's got to be Turk. I don't think How I Met Your Mother's.
JD and Ted are both kind of
annoying.
whiny. Yeah.
I love Ted. He's one of my favorites. He sucks at first, but then he gets hilarious.
I would say Barney gets annoying.
Is Barney Dr. Cox? Is that the matchup?
No, but you all. Barney's not a dickhead. Barney
I feel like
just gets
Barney would be like
annoying.
matched up against the Todd.
Yes,
Nah, he's more.
but
prominent
both
than
kinda
Todd.
he's more
douchey.
The
prominent.
janitor.
Yeah,
Like, you're not winning
so
that.
good.
Oh,
Janitor's
yeah,
my favorite,
Janitor's
you know?
but
winning.
the
But I'm
janitor
saying, like-
sometimes gets annoying. I know Shane loves him because that's Shane's
But I'm
fucking
saying I think
personality.
that's
He is the
probably,
janitor.
that's probably your matchup.
And
There's no
Bob Kelso matchup.
There's no Cox matchup then either.
I don't think anyone tops Kelso really, especially
Kelso's my
once
favorite.
he's retired. There's no beating.
Oh
Kelso.
my God,
Muffin
Muffin
me.
Kelso.
Yeah, he's the best. Donnie, and he just gets a muffin
So,
right in his hand. and
I
he
was
leaves.
listening
It's
to the
best.
Scrubs podcast, and they were like, they built the coffee shop just to have some place for, because they knew they were
Just
going to
for
make
Kelso to
Kelso
hang out.
retire. They wanted to keep him around, so that's the only reason why they built
Yeah.
the coffee shop.
I mean, you guys already know where I stand on this one. Scrubs is my favorite show.
Yeah, Scrubs.
Scrubs is
I'm like
fantastic.
looking forward. I think Nick, are you Scrubs or how?
was
You're How I Met Your Mother. Yeah.
Wow, over Scrubs.
Well, that you
Well,
live.
if you've listened to the Get to Know Previously Recorded episode, this is Bob and Shane's favorite show ever.
Yeah,
I,
it's-
I knew I was.
nothing.
gonna
Com-
come in
nothing
a winner.
competes.
I'm curious if this turns out to be Scrubs, The Office in the final. Like what that conversation is going to be like.
We're gonna have to call a lot of people for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends which way it falls. We might not need to. Sorry, was everybody done with the Scrubs? How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah,
This was a tough one.
Nick
This
just got
is
beat. That's
this
all.
was the heartbreaker. This is the one that fans
He
most
can-
tuned
he just
in.
needs to grow up. He got beat. You know?
One
Some-
show just did one unnecessary season, and the other made their most important season an unnecessary season.
Yeah, How I Met Your Mother was like, let's have these two characters get married and make a big deal about it, just to have them
This
divorced.
is the thing you all been
No,
waiting
she
for.
died.
but
She
we're
died.
gonna-
She
Nah,
died.
it's- he's talking about Robin and Barney.
Robin and Barney. They make a
Oh.
whole season about their marriage just to have them get divorced.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's their. I thought
Yeah,
it was
they
Ted's
get
it's a
wedding.
big
Their
fuck
wedding,
you.
That's where he
He
meets the girl.
finally
And she's the like.
Yeah, he finally
player
grows
or
up.
There's
at,
so
like,
many fuck
40
you to the
because
fans
He gets
in-
a random girl pregnant because he's trying to sleep with a girl every month again.
Yeah,
Every day of the
There's
month.
literally so many fuck yous in How I Met Your Mother.
All right. Well, Saved by the Bell versus Fresh Prince. Shane, who are you going with?
Saved by the Bell.
All right, I'm gonna go Fresh Prince.
Nick.
Also, Fresh Prince is a better show.
I've never seen Saved by the Bell. I'm
Well,
tired
we're
I'm
allowing
tired-
this. We're
yeah.
allowing it this
I
time.
want Fresh
Nick, what are you
Prince to
taking
die.
here?
I'll go Fresh Prince. Their college
I'll go.
years are better. Than
I'll go Saved by the Bell, so we can have a tie.
Call somebody who likes Saved by the Bell.
I know what he's gonna say. He's calling Brian, like brother-in-law Brian,
Oh, okay.
and he might be the one that picks Fresh Prince just because he knows Shane's
Just to
here.
fuck, just to fuck with me.
Don't even acknowledge that.
So, baby.
Hey, hey, buddy. So you are live on Previously Recorded.
Hey.
What's going on? That is the perfect way to answer the phone. You're flipping through the channels on TV, and there's really you can only choose between the two: Saved by the Bell or Fresh Prince of Bel Air. What are you putting on?
I'm going to go with my boy Shane, and I'm going to go Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Thank you. We needed. You were a tiebreaker for our bracket, and we needed that. So thank you very much. And
Hell yeah.
I know you've seen both, so this is why we called you for this one.
Glad I could be an asset to the team.
Always. All right. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
See ya.
Bye. There you go, Shane. Your legacy continues.
What's up, baby? It's all, yeah, this is a dream come true for you though. Your favorite TV show gets to knock out Fresh Prince. Scrubs gonna knock out Fresh
No,
Prince.
I thought you were going to
It's
say your favorite TV show gets to knock out Scrubs.
like-
All right, so we have our Elite Eight. It's The Office versus That 70s Show. MASH versus
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. Scrubs versus Fresh Prince, and Seinfeld versus Curb Your Enthusiasm. So let's head on up to the east side to that deluxe apartment in New York with Seinfeld versus the West Coast Love, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Big Larry David matchup here.
Yeah, who we got here, folks? Like I said, Curb, same thing. Definitely seen more Seinfeld than Curb Your Enthusiasm. However, Curb is raunchier, so it's funnier to me. And I'm gonna go with Curb Your Enthusiasm. Also, I've heard Seinfeld ends horribly. They all get arrested, right?
Yeah, the last episode of Seinfeld.
Their trial
stinks.
is that they're terrible people.
Oh,
They have
really?
a trial
But
about how they're
it's
just
kind of
bad
funny. They bring back everybody that they've ever like
people
wronged,
interacted with.
and it's funny. Like you're going over like all the shitty things that they've done, but it kind of ends stupid.
I almost feel like Curb Your Enthusiasm is Larry David taking this premise of Seinfeld, where it's just like
Whatever.
little dumb shit and like perfecting it. Better.
Seinfeld is
Once
more...
you watch Curb, you realize George is based off of him.
Yeah,
But
like,
Seinfeld-
it's
He does
neurotic,
get into all
like,
these stupid
yeah.
little.
Seinfeld's more relatable. It's literally like shit we run into every day for the most
Absolutely.
part.
But I'm saying like that. A lot of Curb is like just him getting angry about.
But also,
Yeah.
you don't have to deal with what's up with that.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? That's my Seinfeld.
yeah, well, I thought that was Elaine.
No.
That was a really good Kramer. I'm good with
Oh
either.
shit!
Kramer is
Fuck.
a game changer.
Yeah, he's a big game changer.
I've seen more Seinfeld. I'm gonna go Seinfeld.
I don't think I can pick Curb this time around because I haven't seen enough to like justify it. Whereas I've seen Seinfeld multiple.
Also, like
times.
Audra's parents, like that is their office. Like I can just say one thing. Like I was talking before we went to the rehearsal dinner for my wedding. I was like, yeah, I was watching that, and he like finished what I was talking about. He's like, yeah, that's such a good episode.
Yeah.
See, I'm
very
I'm
relatable.
fine with
So it's
either one
talked
winning
about a lot.
because I love both shows, but I personally would have to pick Curb because I think it's
But you've also seen all of Curb.
yeah,
right?
I think
So,
it's
like,
I think it's funny.
That's the only reason I'm not picking Curb is because I feel like I can't at this point.
yeah.
Yeah, Nick.
I think I'm going with Curb from the fact Larry David.
I have a
somehow
good call. No, I'm gonna
passed.
call my mom.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
This
And I
is
think
My
they-
favorite episode ever. Your speaker is excellent.
If she doesn't answer, I'm gonna be devastated.
She's gonna pick up. She's your mom.
They're
I may
probably
have spoke too soon.
they're probably at Brick House or
Yeah, I was
something.
gonna
She's
say,
not gonna
probably.
answer.
Text her, demand that she go outside.
She's so dead to me right now. Hey, we're recording a podcast and we need a tiebreaker for a question. All right, we're talking about we're doing a sitcom draft. If you're watching TV and Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm are both on, which one are you watching?
Seinfeld all the way.
There you go.
All right,
There you go.
Seinfeld it
Seinfeld
is.
moves on.
I figured that was gonna be.
No hesitation.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll see you.
There you go. Seinfeld is the winner of the northeast side of the bracket.
The New York bracket.
Hey yo, walk in here.
I should have made it all New York. I already have Brooklyn Nine-Nine there. Friends is there.
Honor Family's the West Coast.
How much your
I
mother's New
know.
York, isn't
I'm
it?
saying I should have moved other things around and made that
That's a good
all
point.
New York. That would have been an interesting thing.
All right, so we're gonna head over to The Office versus That '70s Show. I think this is an easy one. I know both shows are fantastic, but The Office is. I think The Office is the Seinfeld was the '90s. Like that was the show. The Office is the 2000s.
The Office is like the
2010s.
most talked about sitcom ever. Like,
So here's my thing with The Office too. Like we talked about, like, all right, you have two shows, then which one are you gonna turn on? If I don't really watch like cable television anymore, but I'll watch I watch stuff on streaming, unless I'm watching sports. But like if I'm eating lunch and I'm like flipping through the channels,
It always goes on.
and like there isn't something sports related on, I'll go to Comedy Central to see if The Office is on. Like it's not like, hey, I have a choice. I'm going to try to find it to see if I can actually just watch an episode of The Office.
I've also rewatched The Office 4 times, and then probably another 2 times just from seeing every episode
putting them
randomly.
just having them on.
It's one of the best shows of all time. So I'm gonna go The Office. And I do the same exact thing, Bob. When I'm eating and I don't feel like I own them on digitally when they were leaving Netflix, because I didn't think I would have Peacock. And that by far. Shane.
I got to go The Office.
Yeah.
As much as I love that '70s show, if it's between the two of them, I'm watching The Office.
It's a stronger show.
Twisted
You're
Tea Boy.
saying That The Office, like, it's funny. There are two shows that definitely hit like this like brick wall of like decline, but I think The Office, you would say, gets an unfair rap on like that their weaker seasons are that bad because how strong their earlier are. When you could say that '70s show, probably you would be say their weaker seasons are just
The
bad
worst
seasons.
season of The Office is still better than the worst season of
I
that
would,
'70s show.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like they both had that same kind of issue with
Once
it.
when Eric leaves that '70s show, I don't want to watch
Yeah.
anymore. But when
Michael
leaves,
leaves,
I can still watch episodes.
Yeah, Michael is. We're just trying to figure out. It's still funny. We're just trying to figure out.
People are
how to do
overly
it.
critical of when
Yes.
when Michael leaves.
Yeah,
it's
that's
done,
like
and it's like
great.
no, it's still funny when he leaves.
Yeah,
It's just
their only
it's
problem
just
was, are they like, do we try to replace him or do we just bring in somebody that's
Which
completely different?
the Will Ferrell episodes are some of the worst
they
episodes
suck.
of The Office. I hate his character,
Yeah.
and they fuck up because they try and make Andy just
And
like
that's
Michael.
why people
Yeah.
get made. It's because, but like the show isn't unfunny.
Yeah.
Andy's just
Yeah.
not a great character.
They make
That's-
him Michael, and when he takes over as manager, he's Andy.
Yeah,
Season
he's-
9, he's Michael, and
sucks.
it's like it's just not. It's not his character doesn't work. So I'm gonna go with The Office.
Instead of keeping him Andy, make him the manager. That's fine. Andy's funny, but they try to make him too much like.
But like
that's
Daryl
fine.
is still funny.
Yeah.
Creed is obviously
Jim
still
still
funny.
sucks.
Jim and Pam is still like
getting even
entertaining
more
enough.
worse.
Dwight's still
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, Dwight's they're all great. People get funnier, like Plop and whatever. They're like
Yeah.
they're a good
Yeah.
addition. Kevin gets funnier.
So,
So
no,
yeah.
I don't. I just think it gets people get mad that it's not Steve Carell anymore. Basically.
Yeah. All right. So now we have Mash
This
versus
is- this
Parks and Rec.
This bottom bracket went off the rails. I'm actually going Parks and Rec this time. I've let Mash.
Mash is
run its
their
way.
Their Cinderella story ends now. I'm gonna go Parks and Rec as well. That's another just like The Office. This is
And then we don't even have to think about that matchup because we did a whole podcast.
we did a whole
on it.
episode about it. I'm gonna go Parks and Rec. Nick and Shane.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, they've both been against MASH from the beginning. It's the
I'm not
callers.
against MASH. It's Parks and Rec.
You're like, how'd you get? You guys are
Yeah.
just like, how did Mash get this far?
Yeah, exactly.
How do they keep upsetting these teams?
All right, and now we head to Scrubs versus Fresh Prince, two of Shane's favorite shows.
Fuck off.
You know, we've kind of gone into detail of why Scrubs. I think Fresh Prince never gets to any height that Scrubs got to. I think like none of their
There's-
episodes stacked up against
There's
each other.
a couple.
Maybe when
There's a couple scenes where they get super heavy with the
Will's
drama, where
parents.
we're like, wow, like this really hits hard. But Scrubs was doing it like every other episode.
yeah, they were balancing the medical and the comedy so
Yeah.
well, and then like they even get even crazier and it gets even funnier.
I mean, like the ones that I can think of off the top of my head, like when when Will's dad is supposed to pick him up, but he skips town again.
Yeah, that's a great that. But
When,
like that's what people always refer to.
yeah.
It's like that.
When Will's taking the Adderall and
Adderall was a big thing in the '90s. apparently, with
Carlton
TGI.
goes in his locker and like ODs on it. Like that scene's pretty heavy.
Oh.
But like, they're not coming close to.
But it doesn't
Scrubs.
touch the Brendan Fraser
No.
episode or the finale of Scrubs when JD. I got goosebumps right now when JD walks down the hall.
That's like the best scene.
I got goosebumps over my
the
whole
Brendan
body.
Fraser-
I just got it too,
yeah.
actually.
The Brendan Fraser episode and the Laverne episode are
Oh.
like, dude, they're so they hit you
I'm
so
about
hard.
to start crying, dude. Like,
I'm about to go home and binge this entire show.
every time I watch the finale of Scrubs, I cry. Every single fucking time. It's so good.
It's
One of the best shows in my.
It's so
opinion.
good. I'm so happy they ended after 8 seasons.
Yeah, yeah. Some shows just know when
Look,
to,
they
when to
just know when to
stop.
We've had this conversation. The 9th season isn't awful. It's just not good for Scrubs.
It's so when we just rewatched it maybe last year. When was the last time you watched season 9?
Probably
I haven't.
2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, so not too long. I did. It was tough to get through.
But it's
I think if it's not
because
Scrubs,
it moved to ABC, right? So
Yeah.
all the jokes get like way cornier.
well, season 8 was also ABC.
That's season 8 was when Courtney Cox was in it, right?
No, that was season 7.
I don't like the episodes with her.
That's like only 14 episodes. I think it's a short season. They thought they
Yeah.
were gonna get canceled
I don't like when she's in it.
because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
She's okay. JD's got a beard. It's a cool look.
I mean, there's parts of that season that I like, but I don't like Courtney Cox at all. Like in
That's
that season.
but season 9 just for me, just like me and even Audra who likes fucking everything.
It comes out. You
was
think
like-
it's bad for Scrubs.
Yeah,
But it's not like unwatchable.
well, if the characters
because you still have Turk, you still have JD. Sometimes.
sometimes
The problem is like the girl who it focuses around.
they tried to
isn't
make
really
her
likable.
they tried to make her JD and she's just not, and she carries the show and that's the biggest thing.
But
The
yeah,
supporting
so it
cast is still
becomes,
great.
Like not
Yeah,
as
so
interesting.
I'm gonna go Scrubs. Nick,
I'm going Scrubs, but you're right. The last
you're
season
still
of
I'm
Scrubs-
surprised you didn't go Fresh Prince over that heartbreak.
Oh
of
yeah,
How I Met Your
just
Mother.
revenge.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
revenge. But it is the last season of Scrubs is one of the most wild decisions a network has probably done.
Bill Lawrence has done a lot of good, and that was probably one of the worst decisions he's made. But it led him to Ted Lasso, and Shane and Bob. It's their favorite show, so I assume they're gonna go Scrubs.
What, Ted Lasso?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Scrubs.
You should fucking watch Ted Lasso.
I will eventually.
Scrubs. So we have our final 4, and like we said, we did an entire episode on The Office versus Parks and Rec. I think none of our feelings have changed,
Yeah.
and it's going to be The Office.
I
think
actually
they've-
argued for Parks and Rec that day, but The Office won, and there's data.
yeah, let's back that up. I love Parks and Rec. The characters are better in The Office. They're
Listen, the last thing I want to do
Also,
is
I will-
settle an argument that The Office is better and then still keep belaboring the
episode.
point that Parks and Rec is better.
Yeah. I will say I'm on the Mark Brandanowitz forgiveness train because we trashed him and he's not as bad as I think because we're rewatching.
He's not
him
great.
late.
I still
No,
don't like
he's
him.
he's kind of boring. So yeah,
He doesn't bring anything to the show.
yeah, I would agree.
It's real big. Take him or leave him.
Nick, are you The Office as well? Since
I
we already
would agree.
did.
The same, you had a whole
You're the producer,
episode on
yeah.
it, and I can make the only thing about Parks and Rec is I think that making an office full of like supporting characters is good, but they did a whole town of people.
Sure.
Of,
Also-
like, interesting people was a very impressive thing.
Also, they did predict the Book of Boba Fett. They did.
I did.
They did do that. That'd be wild if we went back on our original ruling.
do it.
So The
Yeah,
Office.
it's-
was on it.
What kind of people would we be?
Scumbags.
Yeah.
Crumb bums.
I think we'd lose all respect as a podcast if The Office didn't make it to the final
Yeah.
two.
All right.
And that's really all we're searching for in this world.
Yes.
Is podcast respect.
I don't listen. I don't want another 1-star review. I can't handle it. I haven't
been-
slept since the last
Just
one.
like that hot dog in Chicago, Shane's been unhinged since then. All right. Seinfeld versus Scrubs. This is an easy one for me. It's Scrubs. I'm not
Scrubs is-
huge on Seinfeld.
Yeah, I don't think.
I wouldn't say it's an easy one for me because I love both shows, but Scrubs is literally my all-time favorite show. So
Scrubs.
Yeah, it's gotta
So,
be.
Nicky V, what are you doing? Doesn't matter, but what are you doing?
Scrubs.
All right.
All right.
We
so
have our
two
final.
1 seeds. 3 1
Didn't-
seeds make the final. We thought it was going to be 4.
did not think Seinfeld would get
Jeez.
swept in any of these rounds, but that's
I think that there's aspects of Seinfeld, even though it's funny, but like there's things on that show that are annoying too.
Mm.
Like I don't
That's why I don't. That's why I haven't like. I started to rewatch it, and I got to like halfway through season 1, and I was like, do I really need to do this for Seinfeld?
It gets so much better after season
Which
1.
I know every show does.
Like
it might have
every
been
show,
season
yeah.
2. I think I made it through season 1, but 2, and I
Yeah.
was like, the streaming platform, it was Hulu was shitty
I'm
at
telling
the
you,
time.
dude,
Now
I
it's better.
argued for Curb. I think Curb is better.
I also think, hey, your mom picked that. Don't blame
Don't
us.
put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Your mom.
Not saying she's wrong, but
All right,
But
so
nah, I think Seinfeld is like for every 5. Like there's funny episodes, but then there's probably like 2 or 3 that are just like take it or leave it episodes. Whereas
There's
Scrubs,
every-
I think is more consistent.
yeah, there's not like even the bad episodes. You're still like enjoying.
But there's
what's
a
going
line
on.
or 2 that are like, all right, yeah, that's
And,
funny.
every time with Seinfeld, I just think of like '90s stand-up comedy, like situational humor, like that. We have evolved so much beyond that
Yeah.
that there was just that weird
Yeah.
time. Of,
Yeah.
What's the deal with
What's the
this?
deal with that?
Like,
Seinfeld versus Scrubs is a fun theme song matchup, though. Just the I like that we all do that.
Wait, you mean Seinfeld versus The Office
I meant Seinfeld versus Scrubs in that last round.
Just for theme song?
I think we had.
I'm no
I think the
Superman
Final
versus-
Four had a pretty.
Oh,
The Final
okay.
Four had a pretty
You were doing
good
a
theme
bit.
song,
Gotcha,
just,
gotcha. Well, the theme songs are Scrubs is the only one that actually has like a
lyrics.
lyrics to it. Yeah.
I really like Scrubs versus The Office theme song debate though.
Also,
it's a good one.
but also if you took away all 3 of those Parks and Rec, Office, and Seinfeld's themes, nobody would give a shit. They took away Scrubs
People lost
for
their
the
minds.
and people lost their fucking minds, so they had to add it back.
What's Parks and Recs?
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da.
But I was trying to think of it, and I was just kept thinking of The Office.
Yeah.
What smashes?
Well, and Scrubs has that one season where they change it a a bit.
They
Where
added it.
They drag it out a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
people
it was a
didn't- it
different
It just
time,
feels
yeah.
weird.
People didn't like it. That's
No.
they no Superman, which is faster than the actual song. Well, no, the dragging out, that's the actual song. They sped it up for
I
Scrubs.
don't like it though. I don't like it.
Well, nobody else did. That's why they got rid of
Shane's
it.
I
like
think
Laszlo Bane, you fucked up.
The Scrubs podcast theme song is better than the Scrubs the show theme song. It's
Well,
fantastic.
Well, yeah, it
is
is
so
really
good.
great.
It's
It
so
is
good.
great. It was my ringtone for like a year, for like my alarm. So we have the final 2, The Office and Scrubs, which I think if it was it's the Taco Bell Chick-fil-A matchup. We all knew it was coming. We literally all knew it was coming.
The only show in the West that I saw giving The Office a run for its money was probably Always Sunny.
And that went out to MASH.
That went out immediately.
MASH did their homework. They really studied.
Nash had a great game plan.
Yeah.
And then they had an even better game plan
Mash-
against King and Queens because my dad
Mash
was
knew
involved.
as we get to a tie, we're gonna find
Yeah,
someone who
we're
is
gonna-
old enough to pick.
We're going to
So-
call an adult.
This one's tough. This one's really,
I don't think we've ever had this conversation.
really tough.
No, I don't think we have either.
The Office, I laugh every single time I've seen. I've seen the episodes a bajillion times. I laugh every single time. Scrubs, I laugh and I cry every single time.
Is there any Office episodes where you feel like it hits you emotionally other than
When
the
Michael
wedding when
leaves.
Michael shows up?
when Michael
Michael
Or
leaves,
when Michael
Michael
leaves, that one
leaves.
too, yeah.
the finale has hit me, but that wasn't their format though. Like that wasn't their style. Where Scrubs,
Yeah, they weren't intent. Like yeah.
Scrubs intended to do that because it was the medical side, and
Yeah.
that's just how things were. The fact that they were able to be medically accurate, be medical situations, and then also be very funny and silly, where The Office could be silly the entire time. So I think Scrubs had more of a challenge to make people laugh every week, where The Office had a easier format and a very, very funny cast, where Scrubs was a lot of new
Office
people.
Also had a different approach to comedy though. Like Scrubs was just outright silly when The Office is more like
Raunchy and
or
like-
they're more like deadpan like
Yeah, like
pushing pushing
Yeah.
boundaries. Like a lot of the Office jokes wouldn't work. Scrubs, obviously, there's some situations today.
like a lot of The Office it's funny because Michael's so dumb and he doesn't understand
Yeah.
that
yeah, like
this isn't how you're supposed
like
to be.
their dumb humor was the Todd, and the Todd had
Yeah.
one-liners here and there. Where The Office, every episode is dumb humor. So it's do you prefer dumb humor or do you prefer like kind of earned jokes per se? And Scrubs had the fantasies, so like they each have their advantages and disadvantages. But I think to be able to craft a show like Scrubs, have it run for as long as it did, because it was done at 8, and then they're like, well, we're gonna reboot it. Where The Office, they got to 9, and we're finishing with 9. To be consistent as Scrubs was,
not
and
counting 9.
not counting 9, because again, that is the full show, but They initially like 8 was it. They're done, and then they decided to. I think they had a tougher challenge. I think that they made a more well-rounded show. Because people do like to laugh, and both of these shows do also have. You can watch any episode and pick up on really what's going on. You don't need to watch every single week.
Both shows I feel like kept getting better until they got to the final season or two. Scrubs, I feel like the first season is still very good.
Yeah, well, yes.
But both of them consistently were getting better. So it's not like one of them was good, but it kind of teetered off, and the other one like got a lot better. They were both consistently good like throughout the whole series.
And also, The Office did have an advantage, too, of their format. They were a mockumentary. There's a lot of...
And it had already been done.
Where The Scrubs was not first of its kind.
But I mean, like, the Office already existed before.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, that's true.
They already had an idea of what they were doing.
Yeah. I love Scrubs. The fantastic cast, very funny, great emotional moments. Like, even just thinking of the last season, there's a lot of really good episodes in that last season. Like when they sit with the guy who's dying and he's like, I just want a beer. And they have a beer with him. However, they both also have the annoying things. Turk and Carlo are great. JD and Elliot are just as annoying as Pam and Jim.
As much as I love Dr. Cox, some of his rants kind of annoy me.
They get annoying just like Idris Elba's character gets annoying.
But the scenes with him where he's not being funny, he's being like an actual actor, like he's being emotional.
I think you get more
They hit
from
hard as shit.
Scrubs. Like that's kind of what we're establishing. Like if we're gonna go full body of work, you're getting more out of Scrubs than you are The Office.
Is that what you value in a sitcom? Is the things
So
that
here's
aren't sitcoms?
so this is kind of like what I'm thinking about. I've used The Office as like the show I fall asleep to multiple times because I'll fall asleep, miss a couple episodes, turn it right back on. I've never done that with Scrubs because if it's on, I want to watch it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not just gonna throw it on and like nod out and then be like, all right, let me keep doing that. I had Scrubs on my Hulu recently watched, and it's been there for years because it's like I need to sit down and watch this episode. I want to watch an episode of Scrubs right now.
And I think I do The Office more because it's mindless. You can do whatever you want. But like Scrubs, I do want to sit there and pay attention to everything, and it packs more of a punch from time to time.
I've been very slowly showing it to Katie, and it's very hard for me to not just watch it all on my own.
Yeah, that's what sucked about watching it.
We haven't watched an episode in a long time, and I just want to watch the whole season at once. It's very hard for me to not do that.
And also Scrubs, so there was this thing with The Office where when it was on, me and my dad were like, this is so stupid. Like, why does anybody watch this? And then we came to it later where with Scrubs, we were on board from the beginning, you know? So there's a lot of arguments. I think a lot of their characters.
That's a good actually point. I feel like every person I watched The Office, like they initially saw it like I don't know if that's really for me.
It's
it had a
it's the first
resurgence.
season. The first couple episodes are just not
Yeah,
very good, and then they finally figure
They
it out.
are still funny.
and then it just keeps getting better.
Where I feel like Scrubs had a following from the very beginning, where I think The Office had a following but took a little bit to get going, where Scrubs was kind of really big from the get-go. And you know, The Office did get to that level too, but The Office had a real resurgence after it was done on Netflix, and where more people were able to watch it at their own pace, that's just streaming, which I mean, whatever, that doesn't.
I do find that strange that Scrubs never really had a resurgence.
Well, they were never.
They haven't.
They were on Netflix. They were on Netflix.
They
so.
were. Okay.
Yeah, it's tough. I think The Office is definitely bigger. I think more people do like it, but for me, after all that, I think 10-minute argument.
I do
just
also
gave,
hate that The Office has become a personality trait for people. And
Yeah, it's like, oh, I love The Office.
It's like, okay, so you.
It was like when Borat came out. It's like, do you like Borat?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. You see like the Office themed Quizzo all the time. I would crush it with a Scrubs themed Quizzo. Like, but I don't think there's enough people that would work.
Yeah, how come we haven't done a Scrubs episode yet? We've done an Office episode.
I know. I've been saying for the longest time, if you want to do a Scrubs episode, I will absolutely.
And I've been saying I wanted to.
Also-
I will absolutely run it.
I'm thinking of one big thing about sitcoms is like guest actors and stuff. Like I feel like that was always a big thing of sitcoms.
Scrubs
like is
had
someone
everybody,
coming
yeah.
in like a guest actor?
They had fucking Colin Farrell.
And
like that's all you need to
and
know.
there's so many
The Office-
hits.
Colin
The
Farrell
Office-
is your big pull.
Excuse me.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
You're just gonna forget about Brandon Fraser?
I'm just saying. Come on.
Michael J. Fox was a pretty
Michael J.
big
Fox
pull,
had
though. Yeah, that's
like.
Yeah, but he
full-on
was on.
Parkinson's.
But he was on TV still at that point.
But I'm just saying, like He was
Well-
barely doing TV, and they got him.
They gave him OCD to hide his Parkinson's.
Well, then
I think that was pretty,
who was your
that pretty
favorite?
smart.
Who was your favorite Scrubs cameo?
Probably Brendan Fraser.
I like Michael J. Fox actually.
The Michael J. Fox episodes are great because he's so fucking OCD.
And
I'd probably go Brendan Fraser though.
I like what's his fucking name from Mary Poppins? Why can't I think the old guy?
Oh, Dick Van Dyke?
Dick Van Dyke I like too.
That was a good
Yeah,
episode
that is
too.
a good one.
Where
I
The
also-
Office had Will Ferrell, and I hated.
Yeah.
I
also
hated
like
it.
Jim
the
Carrey,
episodes
the
with
Finger Lakes guy.
Yeah, the Ray Romano stuff was pretty good.
I also like the episodes with the janitor's dad. He's
Oh yeah.
the drill sergeant
The drill
from
sergeant. Who plays Joe Bennett? Whatever her name is. She's no. I find her not funny. She's not funny. The rest of the cast is though. But like when Scrubs brought somebody on that was kind of in charge, they would make you laugh. Like every time they were adding a new character, it would make you laugh. Where a lot of the Office characters that they add,
Like I only understand that like Friends does that, but like Scrubs, everyone who came, like they always gave someone a really good role to play as a guest.
Kathy
so-
Bates.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I think every time they added a character in The Office, you were meant to dislike them. But like even with Scrubs, you would still laugh. Like you're in the beginning, you're supposed to hate Dr. Cox, but he still would make you laugh.
yeah.
So for all of those arguments,
Same thing. Like we said, we were talking about like convenience stuff. Like their layout is much easier for them to bring cameos in because you have patience.
yeah.
So it was like easy. It was an easy fit to be like, oh, here's a celebrity. Here's
In
somebody
The
I could
Office,
have.
like to their credit, The Office didn't do that. Where they could have like
'Cause it
they
wouldn't
could have
have made
been
a lot of sense.
they could have been a client.
Yeah.
The Scrubs isn't, but Scrubs is very, very, very relatable for people in that field. I can't relate to that. I would guess I could relate more to some of the Office stuff, and it's funnier. But I think for me, I do love to laugh, but I also enjoy a good emotional moment. And for me, I can't believe, not that I can't believe I'm saying this because I've always loved Scrubs. I'm gonna go Scrubs.
I'm going to go Scrubs too. I mean, we've made the arguments, but I just like I said, I think it's more well rounded.
It's always Scrubs. For me. I would argue Scrubs against any other show on this bracket.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, The Office was my number one
Dude,
pick.
it's always been my favorite show. It's my comfort show. It's whenever
It's definitely, The Office was a comfort show for me.
Whenever I need something to rewatch, it was always Scrubs. Whenever I was having a bad day, I needed something to watch. It's always Scrubs.
I would argue The Office is my comfort show, but I think if you tell me what's a better show, I think The Office is the funniest show of all time. But I think I'm gonna go to Scrubs. I'm keeping.
You're
my answer
matching
Scrubs.
these two up against each other, and you're saying which one is a better show.
If you had to ask,
Not
me,
funnier. Yeah, you know what
If you
I
had
mean.
to
Like,
ask
that's
me-
what we're looking at. I
yeah.
think Scrubs wins that. The
Yeah.
Office might be the funnier sitcom, but I think Scrubs is a better show.
And that's I would agree. I remember Scrubs is probably one of the first shows that I like when Comedy Central being like, oh damn, I missed like a portion of time. Like
Yeah.
where am I hopping in here to catch up and like fill in holes that I haven't seen before?
Also,
on
like
Scrubs.
when Scrubs left Comedy Central, I was like, damn it! Like I
enjoyed that. At,
It was
like
one of those,
Saturday
like-
at like one.
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
1
we're like
p.m.
now The Office you can fit anywhere.
But it was one of those like when you had shows in syndication, some of them got annoying because they were just always on. Scrubs never got annoying.
Well, Scrubs, they left Comedy Central, and that was upsetting, but then they went to Netflix. So then I watched it on Netflix like 4 times.
Yeah.
And then it left Netflix, then I watched it on Hulu like 4 times.
Yeah. Well, these are the two shows I've rewatched the
Yeah,
most.
these two and Always Sunny are up there, but
put it in.
Scrubs definitely.
Scrubs is the winner.
I think all
There's the
4 of
winner
us
box,
picked
and it
Scrubs.
says Scrubs right now.
Scrubs is the winner,
Scrubs is the winner. What an emotional roller coaster,
just like Scrubs.
just like Scrubs.
I'm a big fan of phoning in random people instead of us arguing with each other.
Yeah, just giving up on it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a new-
I'm not going to persuade you. Let's get.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
get
it's a new bit. Well, I think that about does it. Thank you to everybody who picked up your phone. If you didn't,
Joe did text me.
did it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he would have
If,
taken.
if you
Community.
picked up and you didn't see one of the 2 shows, you suck. We're
Oh,
never
he
gonna-
would have taken
he
Community.
said he would have. Yeah.
Ooh.
I said it got knocked out next round anyway.
It would've-
They
yeah,
were
it
going to
wouldn't
get
matter.
knocked
Yeah,
out by
it wouldn't-
Scrubs.
it wouldn't have
regardless.
mattered.
And then he shit on Friends a little bit.
Oh, we should have called him just for that.
Yeah.
Friends is the Duke that loses in the first round.
All right.
I'm gonna
well,
find out why James didn't answer your call, because
Yeah.
that's a little upsetting.
Rude.
It's
Frankly.
rude.
Pretty rude.
He didn't even text me
Pretty
back
rude.
say why. But anything to plug before we go, guys? It's been another long episode, but we did it. We did the entire month of March, 2 episodes of brackets.
Not
They,
now. I'm just
they
watching.
feel like they've taken the entire month of March just to,
The entire what?
the entire month of March just to
There you go.
record.
Just
Yeah,
let that happen naturally. Cut the first one because
Yeah.
that was rough.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
I
I've had
will.
5 beers.
All
You
right.
had, it sounds like you had 6 Twisted Teas.
Yeah. I need to puke.
I'd be doubled over in pain if I had 6 Twisted Teas right
This will
now.
be an easy one for you to edit, producer Nick. So you got this.
Hopefully, I don't have 6 Twisted Teas in me when I try to do it.
I mean, it would at least be laser focused.
Well,
yeah.
he'll be editing from the toilet, so.
It's a good idea. No, I'm just kidding.
I probably won't be sleeping until this episode comes out from all these Twisted Teas, but
All right, guys. Well, remember to rate, like, and subscribe. Only if you got something good to say.
If you're gonna give us a 1-star review,
Just tell us
Tell us
why.
why.
Just seriously.
that coward, is still out there.
what if they were
Yeah.
a huge Scrubs fan and they're like, I regret this.
It's like, oh, I'm so
They better
sorry.
change it
Can they
then.
change
it?
You can change it. All right. But thank you for listening. Check out our Redbubble store. Buy a Twisted Tea if you need to stay up. But that does it for us here. And enjoy March Madness, right? Because it'll be out.
This will come out at the beginning of it.
I believe so, yeah. All right. Well, enjoy. Hope your college team does well. Bye-bye.
Gotta meet the new boss by 8 a.m. The phone rings in the car. The wife is working hard. She's running late tonight again. Well, I know what I've been told. You gotta work to feed the soul. But I can't do this all on my own. No, I know I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. You've got your love online, and you think you're doing fine, but you're just plugged into the wall. And that deck of tarot cards won't get you very far. There ain't no hand to break your fall. Well, I know what I've been told. You gotta know just when to fold. But I can't do this all on my own. I know I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. That's right. You've crossed the finish line, won the race but lost your mind. Was it worth it after all? 'Cause I need you here with me, 'cause love is all we need. Just take a hold of the hand that breaks the fall. Well, know what I've been told. You gotta break free to break the mold. But I can't do this all on my own. No, I can't do this all on my own. I know that I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. All together now. Someday we'll be together. Someday I'm no Superman. Someday we'll be together.
Superman. Thank you, and 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 you. All right.
No, 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 I can't do it. No, 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 no. I can't do this all on my own. No, I can't do this all on my own. No, I know that I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. He can't do it. Someday we're gonna be together. I'm no Superman. Someday soon. Oh no, I'm no Superman.